He brings the passion.
For what? I want to know now. I'm mentally invested. Don't tell me to pray and you don't say what for.
He brings the perspective.
Yeah, I think they both have a great point. Get off me, text line.
He's truly one of a kind.
That is wow. Oh, my God.
And he's doing a great job.
I need you to man up and say what you really want to say.
Simon, you're doing a great job.
And together, they're Steiny and Guru.
Yeah.
On 95.7 The Game.
What's up, Goo? How you doing, man?
Ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Guru Claus.
There you go.
Here on a Friday on 95.7 The Game. John Dickinson in for Matt Steinmetz. Goo here as always. Phone lines open. 888-957-9570. 888-957-9570. Xfinity Mobile text line as well. And the Giants just keep making news and keep making moves, Goo.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tom Cruise. Not all the right moves. Because the one move that everybody wanted to see him do was Judge. And then we know how that ended up. And you know what? At the end of the day, I don't fault them. They put their hat in the on the table. They tried to make a bid. They couldn't land it. And then Correa, I went to bed a few nights, JD, thinking, you know what? Okay, they got something. They closed the deal. But Conforto, who hadn't played, who's injured, and this comes on the heels of you saying to the world here in the Bay Area, the baseball world, medicals concern you. And this guy has missed a season, Jay. And again, it's just, I feel like they're shopping at Walmart. No shade at Walmart, but it's not Nordstrom or Neiman Marcus where the Dodgers and Padres, who are in your division, that's where they're doing their shopping. So that tells me you don't want to compete or you're trying to be cheap. And what are you doing with that money that you're saving, cheating the fans that have watched this team their whole life with this rich history?
It's not the best situation by any means. And I think I found myself almost with the announcement, the breaking news this morning, waking up to it again, to Conforto being a Giant, a 2-year deal, 2 and 36, but it's really 1 and 18, I guess. And again, the type of deal that the Giants are the most comfortable with, in that they're hoping Conforto is so good that he opts out and leaves. Like that's you're hoping that winds up being a 1-year deal for a really productive player, because if he winds up opting in to the second year of the deal, that means that he had a bad year and you're stuck with him for another year at that point. So it's a player friendly kind of a deal to bring Conforto into the mix. And Taylor Rogers comes over, the lefty reliever who had been with the Twins and the Padres and all of that. He comes over, he joins Tyler Rogers, his brother, and and I'm like, you know what, isn't that cute? Isn't that, like, don't think you're getting cute points for that. Like, don't think that's going to be some story where, you know, I can already see every beat writer and a couple of national writers are going to write about how cute it is that the brothers, the lefty and the righty, are in the same bullpen together. I don't give a rip about that. Like I don't want to hear, like, coming off of the Correa thing, I don't want to hear about how cute it is that you got the lefty and the righty twins pitching in the same bullpen. The debacle that was the Correa situation. And again, Willard, I believe it's Christy, his girlfriend, that conversation they had, like, Jay, do I need to come off my high horse and do I sound like I'm on one? Because I just can't believe Giant fans have to deal with an organization that doesn't give a rat's behind about them. And that's why I'm so fixated and stuck on the non-presser. And it shocked me to hear you ask Willard, you're Forrest Gump at the bus stop. It seems like you're still waiting for them to call one. Yeah, I mean, at some point they're going to have to talk. And the next time that they talk, it's going to be all about that. Because you caught me. I'm talking about the urgency of, we owe our fans an explanation. Yeah, there wouldn't be. I'm coming around on the notion that there's going to be a press conference specifically to address Correa. Like, I never really thought that was going to be the case. And what we're starting to find now is there may not be any press conferences, period, because they're not going to sign a free agent big enough now that's worthy of a press conference. Like, I guess where I had gotten caught up the last couple of days, Goo, was, well, they're going to sign somebody and then they'll have a press conference with that player. But as they've done with Haniger and Manaea and probably Conforto as well. It'll just be a Zoom with the player, and we'll see when the next time that the baseball operations and Farhan have to speak, or will it be? I would imagine that he will be made available in some kind of conference call, probably to the beat writers, to where they. But it
that
won't,
ain't what you're expecting. Stan, we want to see you talk, answer some questions, take these bullets,
and you'll have to
take these darts.
You may hear the audio from it, you may not. You're probably going to have to read the quotes from it. And honestly, in just the way the media works now, with the baseball writers and all of that, and the beats in particular, I mean, they may end up getting a one-on-one with them. It's, each of them.
Jordan versus Burt, remember that game with Commodore 64?
Get their little one-on-one with them, but I think what it will probably be is, the beat writers would be cool with that because they'll be the only ones who get to ask the questions and get the information from it. So that typically when somebody doesn't speak, it would be the beat writers that would be putting the pressure on in this case, Farhan, the front office, to speak to it. So as long as they get theirs, they're not really concerned about everybody else getting theirs, if that makes sense, just from a logistical standpoint. Yeah. So I would imagine that's what it ends up being. Some kind of conference call with the 5 or 6 regular beat writers to where it all gets addressed, and then we'll all read their stories and have them on.
Yeah, and it's just like hearing a song on loop, man, the same one to where, before this free agency jumped off, it leaked or it was said that money ain't a thing. And Giant fans were hoping that they would, be able to get a big fish. And again, even with Judge, JD, I couldn't come in here. I know how baseball is played. What you need, timely hitting, pitching, defense, even with Judge, they still had to kind of shock the world to compete with the Dodgers and Padres. So that's off the table. Enter Correa. You think you have him, and even with him, who is not Judge, MVP, it was going to be hard. Now you're going to war. You're going to battle with duct tape and Gorilla Glue.
Do you think Farhan right now is arrogant enough to believe that this team's actually going to be pretty good, and he's going to, in some ways, get the last laugh? Because that was a part of when I woke up to, Taylor Rogers is coming over and Conforto signs his deal. Part of me was thinking, you know what? These aren't on their own horrible moves. But in the context of what the Giants had done this week in Correa and missing out on Judge, it actually made me angrier for the Giant fan base. Yeah. Almost like, he's right back in his comfort zone with the middle, the mid rack, and he's able to pull some clothes off of there and get those deals done. It hit me in a certain way that kind of made me more upset about everything that's happened, that he's just so comfortable back with the middling players and the players on prove-it deals and guys coming off injuries or bad years. Because Taylor Rogers signs because Taylor Rogers sucked last year.
Hello?
That's why That's why Conforto,
I laughed when I saw the signing.
Conforto signs because he didn't take an at bat.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, but you're worried about medicals. My thing with you, if Farhan's feeling that way, he's neutered to me. And it goes back to when we talked to Bob Myers. He's neutered in the fact that the owner is telling Giant fans, I run this. Okay, I run this. We're doing it my way. Frank Sinatra. So when you talk about Farhan, maybe he's giddy. I can do it. I can do these little things under the radar. But at what expense? At what price, Farhan, did you get your way? If you are happy with these signings and this was your vision, your team, to me, they're not. How better are they? You got the booby prize when it comes to what division you're in. And you're in Robert De Niro, Pacino, and you're Jack Tripper as an actor. That's what you are. You're not going to knock these two teams off, barring a miracle.
Look, it's an awful look. It's not what Farhan wanted by any stretch, and it's embarrassing. I mean, his entire reputation is tied to this. Yeah. Whether it's the ownership's fault, Goo, or not,
no doubt.
His reputation is tied to this. But I guess in separating from that some, I could see him, because remember, the way he looks at the game is numbers. He looks at the game as numbers, production. If this guy hits, if we do this. This was an 81-win team. Like, the Giants are spoken of, and I think Farhan would probably say this, and I hate the fact that I'm almost playing devil's advocate for him, Goo, but I'm going to do it in this sense. People speak of the Giants like they were a 65-win team last year. They were an 81-win team last year. And
it was can I say bad 81?
It was a bad 81. Okay. It was an awful look. It was an uninspired 81. It was a sloppy 81. It was a uninteresting, dull, hard to watch 81.
Yep.
But when you remove yourself from it, I bet Farhan would be like, well, it's 81. So, we make this move, make that move. I think I read where they've spent, and Grandy, correct me if I'm wrong, they spent more money than anybody, just top to bottom, or what was the note on the Giants as far as the total spending for this?
The Giants have spent the seventh most money this offseason.
Seventh most.
Mets are still a wide number one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought it was higher than that, but they've spent the seventh most.
Imagine if you were a Met fan right now, just like we know the players got to go out there, execute. They got to go out there and win. But the fact that your owner, your GM is saying, you know what? Give me that Amex card. We're going for it. You know what? We may come up shorthanded. We may not get it done. But the feeling you have when you know that you're not being lied to as a fan base and they're putting their money where their mouth is, that is second to none. And you know who it reminds me of, Jay? I'm sorry. I'm going to keep bringing this man's name up all day, every day as we talk about this, and it's the basketball team here in the Yay, and that is the Golden State Warriors led by Myers and Joe Lacob. I'm sorry if that's how I visualize my team being ran.
Yeah, I mean, they are the standard.
You guys matter. The fans.
Yeah, they are the standard, although, again, you could make the case, not from a financial commitment standpoint, but you could make the case that in some ways the Warriors right now are not listening to the fans because there's a certain percentage of the fan base for the Warriors side of things that would be like, hey, what are we doing with these young guys?
Well, that's after 4 championships,
sure.
Jay, after being
no doubt. Well, the Giants have won 3. The Giants have won 3 in the last decade.
That would be a fat cat, spoiled fan. That wouldn't supersede what Joe Lacob has delivered. Even going to get Kevin Durant after you were already won the chip.
And this group,
that's how I would run my team.
And this group has won nothing. Like, let's be honest, it's different.
Farhan's a genius. What about that? JD's a genius. The farm's gonna be so littered with top flight prospects. All that. Like, get out of here. And then, you know what? If we want to keep it real, and Farhan was talking political views and the trash in the city, the owner got his own issues. So, you know, that all that is part of this to me. It's just, I know it's Christmas, just the holiday season, but Jay, it's all foul. How can you be, it's foul.
Here's the other part to it. There will always be, as it relates to Correa, no matter how good the Giants are, there will be the belief that they would be better with Correa. Unless Correa is just on the shelf with the specific injury okay. And I'm not even, you know what, maybe that happens, maybe it doesn't. Like, I'm not going to account for that at this point. But to me, it's what's likely going to happen is Correa is going to go have a damn good year with the Mets, and they're going to be a pretty good team in the mix for their division, a playoff team, right? Doing it a different way than they did it with some different players last year. The Mets are going to be good, and Correa is going to be good. I'm going to accept that.
The Mets are already good.
I'm open-minded enough to not sleep on the Giants sneaky being good.
It's baseball.
2 years ago was the extreme version of that. I mean, that team was middle of the pack, and they won 107 games. They were not overly talented. They were extremely lucky in season,
right?
And they ended up having some players for that year that overperformed who they really were. And so I'm not like, but that's the Farhan sweet spot. That's where Farhan thinks that, you know, he can win. Even if the Giants have some version of that this year, the belief will still be, well, you could have had Correa and it could have been 5, 8, 10. You know, you win 85 or 88, let's say, with the team you had, it would have been 95. You win 93, it would have been 100. You finish second in the division, you might have won it. You go out in the first round of the playoffs, you might have gone to a league championship series or a World Series. All of that's on the table, and they'll still have to be accountable for that.
That's a great
based
point.
On what Correa does.
And it's interesting you bring up 107. Because to me, JD, that was the last hurrah, almost like Steph, Clay, and Dre. Okay, yeah, you had the Wade Juniors and the Darren Ruffs, but the fan base fell in love with Belt, Posey, and Crawford. And who led that brigade? It was still those guys were making contributions to that team, so the fans were still in love with the last, to me, hurrah element of the big three. And you're getting contributions from guys, you know, people haven't even heard of, but that was where are the new Crawfords, Posies, and Belts?
They're not around, and
you're
because
going
they aren't around in the farm
baseball,
system,
pay less, getting guys that didn't even play, and then you don't want to pay. And I keep going here, Jay. You didn't want to pay Gosman because you think you got some type of magic dust to where you can get something off the trash heap, Sanford and Son, and sprinkle some dust on them, get a good year out of them. Then when it's time to pay, you don't want to pay because you think, and you're so arrogant, you can go repeat that. The rent site, you can do it again. And there's no reason to me, Rodon's in New York, except you don't want to pay front office for something that you're getting value from, and Rodon was arguably your best pitcher with him and Webb. Man,
Rodon is exactly Conforto. It was 2-year deal, opt out if the first, and the plan is you hope he's so good, and he was, that he opts out and then you don't pay him. Man. That is the Rodon deal is the Conforto deal. It's that version of it. A guy that had some injuries
here soon. He'll be gone.
It had some injuries. I think the Giants would like to tell you if he's good, we'll pay him. I think that at some point that was the goal, but they I think have gotten lost in the weeds as far as that goes, and it's worked in conjunction with they haven't brought the young players up to be the new core.
Right,
they're behind schedule. And now, because you're behind schedule, there's more of an emphasis on going and getting a star. Now you've struck out on the stars. I mean, they're reinventing new ways, Guru, to finish second on superstar players.
I don't think they're going to be better than the Diamondbacks. Now, I will sit in the same microphone and tell the people, hey, I got it wrong. They were. But this is my favorite question. Who's the best Giant right now? And I'm going to put a clock onto your answer because
I'm going to need to their best hitter. Their best hitter.
No, their best overall player. And you can't say Logan Webb because he's one of five.
That's what I'm saying.
Everyday
you want me to
player.
say a pitcher? Everyday player. I mean, Wilmer Flores.
That's a great question.
Conforto. I mean, Conforto if he's healthy.
I love Flores, but if you're telling me that's your best player,
who? I mean, I'm being.
Keep going. You can have
Haniger if he's healthy, maybe.
But if
Conforto if he's healthy, maybe.
Who's the Padres' best player?
Jock Peterson, if he's healthy, maybe.
This is a joke.
But he's a hitter only against righties, so he's not playing the whole time.
You know what it is? I watched.
We'll take your pick for the Padres.
Did you watch the HBO Max doc of Willie Mays, Say Hey Kid?
Yes.
And it was just a reminder to me, Jay, real talk, of this rich history, this tradition this organization has when it comes to boppers. And maybe that's why I got caught up in Aaron Judge mania, and I fell for the okie doke. He was from Linden. This was his favorite team. It made sense because the Giants need a giant to roam the outfield, Jay, and knock the ball out the park. Darrell Evans, Jack Clark, Mays, Bonds. But you know what it is now? Oh, we don't have those type of guys. We got projects. And I just man, that's just a turnoff.
No doubt. There's no doubt. And
we're going to go shock the world with our smarts.
They've set this thing up. Again, that goes back to
it
goes back to the changeover. It was, to me, that's the ultimate miscalculation in this from the ownership on down. They believed that the name on the back of the jersey didn't matter. They believed that the only thing that was going to matter was winning. And in a way, I think they kind of, it was disrespect to the fan base. I think in a way they talked down to the fan base, like almost as if, you know what, you guys are so dumb that if we win, it doesn't matter who we put on the field. You're going to support them. No, you're going to fill the ballpark. You're going to, and I think that's how they got in this position to where it was all the scrap heap guys and guys on 1-year deals. Now I think they realized that wasn't going to work, which is why they were going after Judge and going after Correa. But that's not, that's the part we can blame ownership, and ownership's gotten the blame. We got a lot of people that want to talk about it. We'll get to the phone calls, 888-957-9570. But I still maintain, and this is not a defense of Farhan by any means.
All right, go ahead. Give it to us.
But I still think there's a part of Farhan Zaidi that is, he likes being considered the underdog. Like he likes the lack of expectation. The Giants won 107 games, in part because there was no expectation in 2021. Everybody thought they were going to be bad.
But you couldn't
Everybody
sustain
thought they
it.
were going to be right. And why couldn't you sustain it?
That was his job,
because there were
though.
expectations last year. Like, I think he likes being the little engine that could. I think that's where he thrives. I think that's where he is his most successful. I think we've reached a point, though, where that may not even be good enough. And the Giants, Goo, have set this thing up where they could even be a good team and have that still not be enough for this year, to the point where he's got to be shown the door. Or like they've also set up the worst case scenario. Like, this thing feels combustible. When you go back to the Alex Pavlovich report, you were talking about your buddy who
49er Frankie.
who said, hey, they had to have a Zoom meeting.
He's talking to coaches and players via Zoom.
There were already players in that clubhouse who weren't down with Kapler. The chemistry issues were not what they were in 2022 or in that they were the year before when they were winning all those games. And now you've got, expectation to be good, or people are going to be fired. And that's the reality of this thing. If the Giants are mediocre this year, Farhan's done, Kapler's done.
Okay, I'm going to push back on that.
Why?
Because Mr. Johnson
They're
is
done.
in control.
Well, yeah.
He obviously is telling you he doesn't give a rat's ass about the product or the fan base. Why would he run Farhan out of here? Because to me, he nixed this deal.
Well,
they did the bait and switch. Let's get some street cred. Let's get some credit from the fans. We're supposed to be big spenders, and Farhan comes here and you turn into penny pinchers. Why would Farhan get pushed over the deck by Johnson, who to me with this move and no words from management to tell us what's going on? Why would he even tell Farhan
at that point, and I had to count it on my, because the pandemic and all that, I was counted on my hand. It would be 5 years, and it would be one playoff, and it would be one winning team in 5 years.
But that's predicated on an owner that cares.
No doubt. But
I don't think that way anymore.
If the Giants were, let's say the Giants go 81-81 again, Goo, should Farhan keep his job?
Should. And if the guy above him is not just Pepe Le Pew,
you can't.
I'm with you. He should be gone.
I would have had a conversation about it if the Correa stuff hadn't happened. Right. I would have been like, let's see.
What have you done?
But I'm telling you right now, if the Giants aren't a playoff team, Farhan and Kapler are fired, and Farhan and Kapler should be fired. And the ownership.
I just can't believe
the ownership change and who's the figurehead person and all that. Like, I get it. It's a big part of the equation.
You think they're going to get mid-air? Oh, we got the wrong guy who couldn't get it done? Because to me,
they're going to be
wasn't
forced
to appease the fans.
They're going to be forced to.
The fans that you don't care about, obviously.
The Giants have put themselves on the hot seat. The whole freaking franchise is on the hot seat going into 2023.
If there was a Joe Lacob running the Giants, I would.
Well, there isn't. There isn't, and there isn't going to be.
Right,
and it's a lot harder to change owners than it is to change GMs and managers.
Just real quick. You're talking like there's accountability that Farhan has to answer to. What makes you believe that that's the case?
If you don't perform, you're done. Like, the owner doesn't have to be accountable. Owners never have to be accountable, to be honest, unless they want to. They don't. Right. Unless they do something off book that's, personal life or culture, or things like with the Suns owner and stuff like that. All right, 888-957-9570. Good conversation. A lot of people that want to talk. We're going to get to the phone calls coming up here. Guru also has a holiday question, which we're going to get to, and we'll do that coming up next. What's coming up next is brought to you by Fremont Bank, full-service banking, no compromises. Your phone calls, that's next. We're also sponsored by calhope.org.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. CalHope can help. Access CalHope's free and secure mental health resources. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org.
'Tis the season for basketball.
Ho, ho, bleepin' ho.
The cutter is Poole. Squares up, fires, and hits a three. 39 points for Poole, new career high.
And football.
2nd and 21. And down he goes. Bosa, 15 and a half now on the year.
On the most wondrous sports station in the Bay Area, 95.7 The Game.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same. But at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. different. How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No. Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Hi, welcome to IKEA and our winter sale. Hi. We've got hundreds of offers on everything from storage solutions to...
I'm sorry, did you say hundreds?
Yes.
I'm still working from home. Anything to help me get organized?
Absolutely. Check out our offers on shelving and desks.
Ooh, what about mattresses?
Yep, those too.
Dressers? Sofas?
Yes, and yes.
I think I need a bigger cart.
Visit us at IKEA-USA.com/offers for details. Offer dates may vary. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and IKEA-USA.com/offers for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
What's up, San Francisco? If you're a fan of the team, which I'm sure you are, you've been following Christian McCaffrey light up the competition. This season, Christian will be hydrating himself with Body Armor sports drinks. It has potassium-packed electrolytes, antioxidants, and no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. In fact, Body Armor has 820 milligrams of electrolytes per 16-ounce serving. Body Armor is the sports drink of choice for Christian McCaffrey. It's more than a sports drink. It's Body Armor sports drink. Available at your local Safeway.
Tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valente, where they break down all the headlines in the NFL. Brought to you by Fish Hippie. Save up to 70% right now at fishhippie.com on comfortable, casual, and active apparel.
Norman, we need to pause this surgery.
What, doctor?
Well, we need to hurry to the Xfinity Hello 2023 sale. New Xfinity customers can get 75 megabit internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, when you add 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile, you get $500 back for a limited time.
Drop everything. Get to the Xfinity Hello 2023 sale now through January 10th. Go to Xfinity.com/Hello2023 to learn more. Restrictions apply. Internet offer requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After term, regular rates apply. Xfinity Internet required for Xfinity Mobile.
Have you been naughty or nice this year? Cash don't care. At Jackson Hewitt, you could still get up to $4,500 for the holidays. Some bucks now, more bucks in January. So be naughty. Snap up all the ginger snaps. Wear a pretty sweater to an ugly sweater holiday party. You could still get up to $4,500 when you go to Jackson Hewitt today. Details at jacksonhewitt.com. Eligible clients can get up to $1,000 in December and up to $3,500 in January. Loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Finance charge may apply.
Here's how we long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The world has gone hands-free. However, if you want to put on a pair of sneakers, you still need to bend down and help your feet in. Until now. Introducing Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear. You don't need to reach down to help your heel in. You just step into them and off you go. So what's the secret? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide into place. And they stay on just like a pair of laced-up sneakers.
Get hands-free slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Streaming on Peacock.
Fellas, I'm getting married.
From the creator of The Best Man and The Best Man Holiday.
Come with us to Quinn's wedding. Guaranteed to put a smile on your face.
And executive producer of Insecure.
They want to make unfinished business into a movie.
That book caused a lot of drama. Get your popcorn ready.
Baby, just like old times, only better. The Best Man, The Final Chapters. A new limited series. Streaming now. Only on Peacock.
Let's get lit!
When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you dreaming of an adventure? Ready for a getaway? Celebrate the season with SFO. Enter the SFO Holiday Sweepstakes by visiting flysfo.com/holidays for your chance to win a $1,000 credit toward a nonstop flight from SFO with more than 115 destinations to choose from worldwide and other great prizes with SFO this holiday season. SFO, your gateway to holiday cheer. Go to flysfo.com/holidays for your chance to win today.
Stretch your lashes to new heights with CoverGirl Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen Mascara. Up to 60% longer looking lashes. It's an instant lash extension effect. Lift, stretch, and lengthen with a lightweight formula infused with biotin, peptides, and pro-vitamin B5 for strength and protection against breakage. Looking for a lash extension in a bottle? Try CoverGirl Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen Mascara for up to 60% longer lashes. From easy, breezy, beautiful CoverGirl.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMC FM at HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
Hour number 2, John Dickinson for Matt Steinmetz, Daryl the Guru Johnson here as always. It's Steiny and Guru on a Friday, getting everybody set up for the holiday. 888-957-9570. A lot of people that want to talk.
Man.
Also, remember, we're streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, so go to youtube.com/957thegame or twitch.tv/957thegame to see Steiny and Guru, and today, JD and Guru.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Never do we do a Friday show and have NFL football, to look forward to the next day, being that it's Saturday. But today, pre-Christmas Eve, we got football tomorrow, dog. And you're going to be at Levi's.
I'm going to be at Levi's.
That's going to be a good game.
It is going to be a good game. It'll be the best defense that Brock Purdy's faced.
Man. And your boy Chase Young is back for
Washington.
The Commanders. Help me out.
And this could be a team that the Niners end up seeing in a couple of weeks. Again, back at Levi's in the first round of the playoffs. So, looking forward to it. And this, with Christmas on a Sunday, one of the years where when throughout history, when Christmas is on a Sunday, then the Saturday, Christmas Eve, becomes the day of days.
Look at you.
As far as the
we'll
NFL
have NBA
goes.
on
First
Christmas.
time since 2016, Goo.
See, that's what I love you for. I didn't know
I could actually run it back. 16, 11,
this is
2005.
Like, how
those
does
are
that
all the years
top?
where all the years where Christmas Eve was on a Saturday and we had extra football.
What place do you go to put that data there?
94. Last year the Niners won a Super Bowl. 94.
Wow.
They didn't play on that day though. They played on Monday night.
They
played that weekend. They played. The
real Rain Man, JD.
But yeah, go ahead.
Can I say
we
something?
We got a lot of people want to talk, but
before you grab the calls,
Giants. Oh yeah, you want to get into your holiday question as well?
Yeah.
But go ahead. What were you going to say first?
I feel like you don't feel where I'm coming from, and I'm gonna wrap it up quick.
Yeah. Okay.
I understand if the Giants somehow don't compete or have a bad season, you could justify running Farhan. I get that. You could tell me that this year, this offseason. My thing to you is I am so distraught for Giant fans and turned off by this owner who I believe used this fake medical whatever to say, I don't want to spend that money, and they did it for the wrong reasons. What I'm telling you and the listeners is, Jay, now to me there's no accountability. This is not an owner that gives a damn about winning to me anymore. So he'll let Farhan with the scholarship. Hey, Farhan, just do whatever you got to do, bud. I hired you. There's no accountability. So that's what cologne I have on now about you're right, but it won't happen now because the owner is overseeing all this.
You're saying that the owner would not fire Farhan because Farhan would be executing his plan
all day long.
And that equals
like the
job
movie
security.
Major League with the great legendary one, Charlie Sheen.
Okay. All right. I hear where you're coming from. I don't think it's going to matter because it's so bad and it's been so bungled.
Last thing. Do you think owner Johnson cares about winning?
I do. I think he yes.
Wow.
I think he wants to win for sure. I think he wants to win on a budget.
Okay. And balling on a budget is never champagne tastes with beer money.
Balling on a budget is why Farhan Zaidi was hired, and I've said that from the beginning.
Well, Correa doesn't fit that. This deal that was supposed to go through.
But the The reason they were going after Correa was because the original balling on a budget plan was not working to a point where the fan base was angry and not showing up. And so they had to change course.
Still the case, yeah.
They had to change course. They were forced to, because the original plan for Farhan was he's going to come in, it's going to be Conforto's and Rogers and Wilmer Flores and
what about the farm system?
And I'm getting to that.
Okay.
It was going to be that, and that was going to cobble together with Belt and Crawford and Posey until those guys were gone. And then you were hopefully going to win enough. And then the young players, the Lucianos and the Ramos and those guys, Harrison, all those guys were going to come up and be really good players really quickly. And then you were going to choose to keep those. And then you were going to pepper in a player here and there on top of it, maybe do the big expenditure after you were already good and after you were already sustainable, which is what the Dodgers did with Betts, right? The Dodgers, going back a decade, had cobbled together teams, had scrap heap players that worked out well, developed the farm system, had a bunch of young players come up and really contribute, and then they went and got Trey Turner, and then they went and got Mookie Betts, and then they went and got Freddie Freeman on top of all of that stuff from the outside. So that, to me, was the plan, but it went awry over the last couple of years, and the pandemic is part of it and all that, but it went awry to a point where they misjudged the fan base. They thought that the fan base wouldn't care about who was winning as long as the Giants were winning, and they found that that was not the case, and the young players hadn't arrived yet, so they turned their attention to, no, we got to go spend big or create the illusion that they want to spend big.
And that's fraudulent, JD.
Well, it's
because that's what there you go.
Well, I'm not condoning it. Yeah. I'm not condoning it. That's for sure.
My question, real quick.
You want to get? We'll mix this in as we go. We got almost full lines here on people that want to talk Giants. So you want to set it up right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we want you to call, text, YouTube. What gift would you give every Bay Area sports team? And you and I are going to give our gift that we put under the tree for
We'll give
Warriors.
all of them, but you can do Giants, you can do Warriors.
Whoever you want.
You can do, Niners, anything like that. All right, so we'll get to that. We'll pepper that in throughout the show here on 95.7 The Game. All right, let's get to it. We appreciate the people waiting. We'll get to all the phone calls on the board here, and we'll start with Dog Trainer in Milpitas up first here on 95.7 The Game. What's up, Dog Trainer?
Hey, I want to make some really quick points, and you guys can pick what you want to talk about. So with Bochy, you didn't have AI, but you had a lot of consistency, and he never gave wacky answers in press conferences. Number two, Moneyball. The A's make a lot of money when the players do well for 2 or 3 years, and they're all over all the other teams in the league because they sell them off, but they never win a title. Number three, AI takes out heart. In other words, those scrappy players, they can't play with heart because they don't get these players anymore. And four, when's the last time you saw anybody from the Giants get dirty grass stains or skin their knees or elbows diving for a ball in the infield or outfield? You know, it doesn't matter that they don't win even a pennant. As long as you leave a game knowing you saw some faces, some new players maybe you can lock onto, you see the hustle, they're running into the fences, they're diving at the dirt. People want to see baseball. I'll go to a game if we get beat 5-2. As long as I see those young players hustling and it's fun to watch, that's what the little kids want to go see. They want to see people getting dirty.
Thanks for the call.
No, I love it. And I'm not saying the people that the players that the Giants have don't fit that mold. Okay? It's just, this is about star power. This is about competing.
It's about the common fan is really what it's about. It's not about the diehard. Because the diehard and we're going to find out, the diehards are saying they're not going to come. But
because of this,
right? But to me, if you were going to break it down as far as 42,000 in Oracle Park, let's just say 40. Yeah. We'll keep it simple. 40,000 in Oracle Park. Well, I think the Giants will tell you, 17 to 20 are coming no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's not good enough. But the other 20 are coming. And this is where the miscalculation was. They thought the other 20 would come if the Giants win. And the truth is that might get you another 5 or 6.
But they haven't won in a while, Jay, technically, compared to their standards.
But that doesn't get you the other 20. They thought, now, all right, you got your base 17 to 20. If you win, you get another maybe 5 to 7. Now you're in the 25 to 27 range as far as filling it up. But you get a star and you win, then you're back into the 35 a night.
That's how,
and pushing 40.
That's how I would try to run it.
That's but I think that's the calculation that they made, and they've just absolutely failed.
Okay, I'll say this. Also,
so now everybody's pissed.
Yeah, about his call. Say what you want about Kapler, because now there's some rumblings that every player or
his job's harder. His job got harder based on this week.
Don't agree with his methods, but when I do watch the Giants, Jay, I got to keep it real. They play hard.
I don't know that they did last year. I thought they did the other 2 years that Kapler was the manager.
Now, when you say they didn't last year, like you didn't see anybody half-assing or lollygagging. Like I see guys, marginal players, still trying to bust their ass. You know,
I don't know. It was definitely a different. It was definitely
they were
a
losing
different
last.
vibe.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well,
but they were losing.
That's part of it. I don't think they were buttoned up. I think they were a really buttoned up team in 2021, which is in part why they won as many games as they did. It wasn't the only reason, but it was a big part of it. I thought they were a shabby baseball team. Now, some of that was
the defense.
Some of it was player
Bears.
decline.
All right.
Some of it was players they acquired.
Lack
right?
of focus.
Jock Peterson. I mean, Jock Peterson's a low
dude. Where's my car?
Like Jock Peterson is like.
He got slapped and did nothing. I'll just leave that there.
And again, we talked about that at the time. Like, does that matter? Does it not
does,
matter? I think him doing nothing is reflected the energy of the whole team last year.
Man.
Like, we didn't know that in May.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, and then he didn't even really want to be here. They kind of forced him. Like, even that was weird because everybody thought he was gone, and then they overpaid him for 1 year to get him to stay, basically to force him to stay because he was going to get way more, like double what he would have got from anybody else. Like that was, but they had a bad energy last year, and I think
that didn't help it.
Kapler led up because here's the thing: Kapler's a yes man to the he was to the Posies, Crawfords, and Belts. Right? He was not going to tell them to do squat, and he also was trying to garner favor in that clubhouse. Right? He's somebody that he wants to be liked.
Yeah,
he wants to be liked, and he knows if they win.
Nothing wrong with that.
Then the quirky can come out, and everybody will.
He was a phenom. The year
he
they
wasn't
won
a phenom.
But
he wasn't a
phenom.
phenom.
Dude,
but
his beard, his biceps, nobody said any of that stuff last year.
None of that mattered when they won.
Exactly.
None of that mattered when they won.
Right, because they fell off.
None of it mattered when they lose, really, either. That stuff, appearance and all that. Like that.
Last year was a moot point.
The point I'm getting at, though, is I think he ran a loose ship because of the way 2021 went. Like, I just think he thought, hey, all right, I got this thing dialed. I don't have to do it.
Well, that doesn't explain. No, I'm not saying I disagree with you,
At this
Jay.
point, he's the least of their problems.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you something right now. If there is fractures to begin with, and the offseason that they've had is only going to add to the scrutiny that's put on this team on a day in, day out basis, that is added pressure on him to get them to perform at a level that they didn't perform at last year in terms of watchability and just being clean, because this is a more talented team than they had last year.
Or if I'm right with, and I'm not saying you're wrong, if I'm right with my theory, he's got the scholarship just like Farhan.
No, he don't have a scholarship.
Doo-doo goes downhill. So,
he don't have a scholarship.
I'll say this: the microcosm to the Giants. I don't put it on Kapler. Lamont Wade Jr. was, the best story in MLB, one of them, the year they won 107. He was
why would anybody think he would be a sustainable?
Right. Because you saw it and you thought, exactly. Well,
I didn't.
He was lost for much of last year. So, to me, that ain't on Kapler. That was just like, hey, you owe the baseball gods. 107, we're taxing you on that. Darren Ruff, every time you swing, it's a game-winning homer. All that stuff evaporated.
What I'm saying
that's
is,
on Kapler.
But what I'm saying is, they played shabby baseball. That's on Kapler. They were unprepared.
Their defense was horrible.
There were substitutions that were bungled last year. There were weird instances that happened. There was a dude that wasn't on the lineup card that was supposed to be.
That one.
Like a lot of that weird Kapler stuff from Philly happened last year.
Right.
Like it really did. It didn't happen 2 years ago, but it happened last year.
That's fair.
And so to me, that stuff comes back. And look, Kapler's like third or fourth on the list right now. But what I'm getting at is, if the rest of it is not, but like Kapler needs a great team to have a good record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he's not punching up.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
But what I'm getting at is, if there's fraying beneath the surface already, and there's added scrutiny on the Giants, to day to day, are they winning? Are they not? Are the moves working out? Are they not? That adds a level of pressure that I don't think Gabe Kapler can. He can't. Like, if they already don't like him,
I'm blown away.
If they already don't like him, which I think we kind of know they already aren't feeling him from what you said and what's been reported.
But do the most important people like him? And
I
that
think Farhan
answer
likes
is
him.
yes.
I think Farhan likes him.
No doubt. So that's what I'm saying, Jay.
But again, you're going to have fall guys. Like, and again, I'm not saying that the owner would be wrong. The owner would be right. Like, if this team doesn't make the playoffs, Farhan should be fired, and Kapler should be fired.
And now I feel like with
based on
last week's events,
I wouldn't have said that a week
won't
ago.
happen. Right. I get that.
But
that's
you
why
think
I was
it's
shocked.
more likely they don't get fired?
It's scholarship city now.
Yeah, no,
yeah. To me, I now know you are right, and it should happen. But now it won't happen.
I'm just saying it's going to be harder for Kapler to keep this team together because of everything that's gone on. It makes his job harder, and I don't think he's up to snuff unless the players that Farhan got are all overperforming at the level that they did a couple of years ago. That guy in San Francisco, 888-957-9570. What's up, that guy?
Hey, fellas. Happy holidays to you both.
Back at you.
I appreciate what you guys do. Long time no talk. But, man, you guys got me fired up. You guys are bringing the heat, hashtag Lincecum Cy Young years with the passion, hashtag midday General Hospital. But listen, so, I want to say one more thing, too. R.I.P. Franco.
Yep.
Franco Harris, this is 50th anniversary today. Tragic thing, but, great memories. Appreciate it. Hey, but on this Giants thing, man, I was in FedEx yesterday. And I was sending out some packages late, too. Don't tell anybody. But there was a guy with a hoodie, a Texas Rangers hoodie. He comes up to me and says, hey, I bet we do better than you guys next year. He had a Giants, and I got a Giants cap on, and he had a Texas Ranger hoodie. So this is what's happening here. This team is a joke now. If you're a fan, and I've been around since I was hopping the fence at the stick back in the days when no one else wanted to go. If you're a fan, you have to have pride not only in those players that wear that jersey, but in the people that run in the show. And we all know that they ran out Bochy. Bochy wanted to keep managing, and they ran him away. And for Farhan and Kapler, I'm telling you right now, if you guys are listening and you don't win, get the hell out of town because we don't want you. We don't want your analytics. We don't want any of it. This is, like you were saying, Goo, this is nostalgia. You go to that ballpark, and you see that Coke bottle, and you know what? I canceled my mini packages too. I usually get 2 10-packs every year. Not doing it this year. I'm going Bonte. I'm not going because what they did. This is like getting. Your parents promised you that big Huffy with the banana seat. You remember those, Guru, back in the day. And on Christmas, you open it up and it's a skateboard. Oh. This is what they're trying to give us. This is pathetic. And how are we going to get any more free agents to come here? Because you're going to look back 8 years ago, you had a hangnail, and we canceled your contract. Who's running this show? You know what I'm saying? Wow. So if they don't win, they got to get the hell out of town because we don't want them. They're trying to run the nostalgia San Francisco Giants like they're the Oakland A's. At least the A's, we know what to expect. We know what we're going to get every year. Not with the Giants. They're a joke. And if I could give one thing to any Bay Area team, I'd give a new stadium to the A's. You guys be safe. Have a great holiday and enjoy it with the fam. Appreciate what you do, both of you.
All right, appreciate it. That guy, good stuff. He brought the fire.
That was great stuff. And I got to tell you this. Again, I'm a P1, Jay. I was listening to Bonte Shesky a couple days ago. Mark Ibanez, diehard Giant fan. He sounded like that fan. And everything he said is like, Jay, I'm looking at you right now. You are my dog. 2 peas in a pod, but I'm blown away that now that we've seen what happened, we've seen the team on mute as far as talking to the fan base or trying to explain that they care about the despair that the fans are feeling, that if they stink, the Nagila, there's nobody in the Giant org that's going to make Farhan pay the price or Kapler, but you feel that way.
Oh, and look,
that's what's shocking.
Well, I do feel that way. Look, and Charles Johnson isn't the only decider in this thing, or Greg Johnson, his son, or I mean, there are a bunch of different people. Like there will be a fall guy. And again, there will. But when you say that, you make it sound like, and I don't even like using that term because it makes it sound like it wouldn't be warranted.
Right.
It would be warranted. But my point is that's why I'm sure of it. You don't, like, and here's the other part. We don't know Farhan's role in this. And I think that's where Farhan is doing his own scamming.
Okay.
And it wouldn't surprise me.
A word.
No, it wouldn't surprise me. And I don't know. I mean, I think Farhan's a pretty good guy. But the one thing we know about Farhan, and I said this yesterday, is he's very comfortable on the ball and with a budget, plan.
I hate that.
Okay?
Oh.
He's comfortable with that. How do we know that we're all assuming that it was the ownership and it was cold feet.
I am.
How do we know that Farhan wasn't the one that said, you know what? I wouldn't do it either.
Because the deal is anti-Farhan.
That's my
his
point.
style.
But that's my point. My point is it would have been easy for him to pull the plug. Like, let's say ownership wanted it because they wanted the splash, and it's not just Charles Johnson being cheap. It's the collaborative of the owners. They wanted the splash. They wanted the big name. Right. They wanted the Judge or the Correa, something that was going to sell tickets. They overrode Farhan, who, when they're all in the room talking about what to do, Farhan says, yeah, guys, I wouldn't do this. But if you want to, we'll do it because you want to make a splash. But I wouldn't with Judge or with Correa.
Right. Okay.
So we're giving Farhan Zaidi the benefit of the doubt that he wanted the Correa deal and that ownership ripped it away. And look, Farhan's extremely savvy, and Farhan also, I think, he's very good with the beats. He's very good with the beat writers.
Okay.
And so for him to be able to shift a narrative to this is ownership, that's him protecting his own from something that I don't know that he even wanted to do in the first place. Okay. So that part of it is going to be interesting, because if this starts to look like ownership blew it, right? Then who's to say that they're not going to leak? You know what? To me, this thing has the potential to get ugly back and forth between the ownership standpoint and the Farhan standpoint of them saying, well, no, Farhan didn't want to do it. Because it's not hard to believe Farhan wouldn't want to do the Correa deal after looking at the medicals, because he probably didn't want to do it. It's against his norm to begin with.
Okay.
So I'm not saying I know that, but that's a plausible scenario that I don't think has been nearly discussed enough.
I love that. I'm not mad at you. I disagree with it because of this, Jay. On Stars, there's a great show, Power. If you're telling me on one front, Farhan doesn't have the power to nix the courtship of a Judge, which the Giants were in, we got money to spend, they were in on Correa. If he played that role, he's powerless in the team going after those guys. You think he has the power to double back after this red flag came up for medical to then exercise his power and tell Mr. Johnson, hey, dog, nix this. Don't know. See, to me, he's just a pawn. He's powerless, and that's why I feel like you do. I'm not saying you're wrong. He didn't have that clout to nix it because he didn't have the clout to stop it.
He could have a vote, though, to nix it. I mean, maybe ultimately he didn't have the final say.
Speculate,
but I'm guessing.
And I'm mad at that.
But I'm guessing there was a meeting. Hey, what do we do? Hey, there's this thing on the medical. What do we do?
But it's the origin of you think and I get it. He was out on it from the beginning. We don't need no big fish.
Do you think Farhan Zaidi really wanted to sign Carlos Correa to a 13-year, $350 million deal?
None. And that's why I feel like he doesn't have the say to nix it.
Fair enough. I mean, I think that's plausible. All right, 888-957-9570. What's also plausible is more phone calls as well. And, hey, our 95.7 The Game shop is live. Rennell and Hercules ordered a DPOI sweatshirt today.
Yeah.
So you can get yours at 957thegameshop.com. We'll be back.
It's the most wonderful time of the year on 95.7 The Game.
Oy, oy, oy! It's the most wonderful time of the year.
We're having a holly jolly time here on the Bay Area Sports Station.
Yay!
Wait a second. Ray, You can't open your Christmas gifts early.
Oh, bite me.
The Bay Area Sports Station, 95.7 The Game. Ho, 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 ho.
And now, your Live Nation lineup. The Roots at the Masonic December 29th.
Baby, don't worry, you know that you got me. If you were worried about me.
Nimesh Patel at the Masonic January 21st. Sarah Silverman at the Masonic February 25th. And Margaret Show at Palace of Fine Arts June 2nd. That was your Live Nation lineup. For tickets and info, hit up livenation.com.
Television sales on Black Friday set new records as millions of Americans snapped up the hot deals. But a lot of people were out of town or too busy to take advantage of the special pricing. So, how about a redo? Right now, you've got a second chance to save big on many of the top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs. Where? At Video Only, where the smart shoppers go. So, don't miss out. Check out Video Only now, or
you'll be sorry.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just one dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/sports, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. Hurry to get a maximum 2022 tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
It's go time, California. The year-end sell-a-thon is going on now. Inventory is here now and moving fast, so it's go time. Now get 1.9% APR for 60 months plus $1,000 retail bonus cash on a 2022 Ford F-150 and Explorer. Go to the year-end sell-a-thon at your California Ford dealer today. Now during the year-end sell-a-thon, get low leases on select 2022 and 2023 Ford vehicles. It's go time, only at your California Ford dealer. Hurry in now, it all ends January 3rd. Now get a 2022 Ford F-150 or 2022 Ford Explorer with 1.9% APR for 60 months plus $1,000 retail bonus cash. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 1.9% APR financing for 60 months at $1,748 per month per $1,000 finance regardless of down payment. Bonus cash includes $1,000 retail bonus cash. Residency restrictions apply. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 1/3/2023. See dealer for qualifications and complete details.
Hi, I'm your unused PTO. It's almost the end of the year, and if you don't put me on a timesheet, I will be gone forever. Use me or lose me. Let's get away.
It's getaway time. Get our best deals of the season on a new Hyundai. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now get 0% APR, 0 payments for 90 days, and $500 bonus cash on select vehicles. Hurry to your local Hyundai dealer now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends 1/3/23. Call 1-562-314-4603 for complete offer details.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code GOLF for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code GOLF. Use code GOLF for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
Being put in positions to succeed.
That man.
That's what it's all about.
You gonna tell the people what Guru Claus brought you today?
In life and you want me to reach into the bag here?
You don't got it. Well, you can show them, but
I was gonna just gonna show.
I kept my word. Tell them what Guru got you.
You got me rock star.
Yeah,
little rock
baby.
star. Yeah. Little rock star energy.
Let's give my boy something.
I got plenty of holiday fury today, so I'm not dipping into it. But
49 and Frankie said you hot.
But it's gonna be a long weekend. You got Niner game.
Then we got NBA. You'll
back
be
in the studio.
doing the pre and post for the Warriors.
Going to see some family. Yeah, it's going to be all good.
Ja doing too much talking. You said yesterday.
They always do.
Memphis win something, damn it.
They have a fixation. Dude. I'm not going to say fetish, but they have. Oh wait, I just did. They have a Warrior fixation.
This has the ingredients to get. That's my new word for 2022. I've used ad nauseum. This could get ugly. For the Warriors Sunday.
But
this will be the game
win.
they win.
But
come on, Dre.
I'm not going to say it could get ugly. They could also win.
No doubt.
So let's not.
Like against Boston.
We thought Boston could get ugly.
5 or 6.
Well, Boston's not the same team since they lost the Warriors.
They don't have Udoka either.
Lost
that
to Orlando
coach, I don't
a couple
know about
times.
That coach. What don't I like about him?
I don't know. I haven't seen. I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah.
I don't really have an opinion.
Shame. I'm like, you ain't in charge. You ain't running nothing.
I liked Udoka as a coach last year. I thought he did a nice job. Obviously, there's other things going on that are much bigger than that.
Yep.
Much bigger than that. 888-957-9570. And so we are here on 95.7 The Game. 95.7 The Game shop.com live. Want to make
sure.
Do
you got any swag? That's what I should have got you.
No, what were you gonna get me?
Right on the table, the red.
I do it right on the table.
Yeah,
I do. That one I like.
Yeah.
I told Nahigian, I said you got to get that's a problem.
Oh, there, boy, he probably doing it now.
Yeah, that's a problem. And he's like, oh yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. I was like a month ago.
Jay, you fired up on this, but you're doing a great job. I feel like I'm doing a great job. But at the end of the day, we'll never know.
Good for you, girl.
We'll never know who's right.
No, we won't. And there are people coming down my road on the text line, Xfinity Mobile text line,
saying they love you. Fired up.
But people, JD, you're talking about speculation. Well, we don't know either way. Like we don't know whether it was ownership or Farhan or both.
Gotcha.
That 86 the Correa deal.
Give me this, and I don't like this. This is on the street of the Oakland A's. And if that's what this organization is going to turn into, Jay, then no heads will ever roll. This will just be par for the course.
888-957-9570. Let's go back to the phones. Matt in San Rafael. We got one line open right now. But, Matt, you've got it here on 95.7 The Game.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. Hey.
Hey, so I think win, lose, or draw, the fan base, we're out on these guys. And I'm about to say something that 8 years ago I would have thrown up if I heard myself say this. But what the Giants ownership needs to do is what Jed York did. Just identify, okay, We screwed the pooch. It's not working the way we wanted it to. There's a culture break now. This GM, this manager, they don't understand what this franchise is, what it means to the city, and what it is to be a San Francisco Giant. So you go and do what they did. Get yourself a coach or a GM or both who know the team, know the history. Go get Will Clark as your GM. Get Buster Posey as your manager. You know, bring back some throwback jerseys. Bring back Kronda candlestick pins, Kronda Oracle pins. Do something to get the fans back in touch with the roots of this franchise so we can reattach. Because right now, I have never heard the Giants, even all the way back at Candlestick when, you know, it was never fun to go when you're getting beat like that. But that was our team, and we still owned it. I've never heard the Giants fan base checked out like this. It's done. Even if you win, it's going to be boring, ugly. I mean, they put a team together where we had to put the names back on the home jerseys because we don't even know who half these guys are. It's embarrassing.
Thanks for the call. I think a lot of Giants fans feel that way right now.
How you feel.
Well, here's the conundrum that the Giants also have right now. They made the move to Farhan in an attempt to update their baseball operations, right? Like when Sabian and Bobby Evans were gone, when Bochy was going to make the decision to go, they did that to be more in line with the way Major League Baseball operates today, and it's fallen flat.
Well,
like that's an even bigger problem because it's like, what do you? And like, you know, I love Will Clark was my favorite player as a kid. I don't want Will Clark to be my GM. Like that's not.
I'm kind of torn there because he knows that. Okay, but there's been some.
He could be my hitting coach. I love Will Clark, but he could be my hitting coach. He could be on my staff. He's not going to be my GM.
Would you have been able to say that? And would that caller have been able to make his stellar points that he did when they won 107? And I'm gonna step back.
Well, no, it looked like
the update looked like, oh boy, did we get it right? Nobody was saying Bruce Bochy, and I'm talking to myself.
100%.
So,
if anything, they were doubling down on the fact that Bochy had gotten stale.
No doubt. And tragic, I never thought he got stale.
No, I didn't either.
Okay. Right. In Texas, I think they're going to be better than the Giants.
We'll see.
They're going to
have
a better team.
They're going to have a shot. And I think he'll clean up a lot of their act.
Who you taking, Webb or Martin Perez?
Webb.
You mean that?
Yeah. Martin Perez?
Yeah.
I'm taking Webb. I'm just making sure we're.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Webb or DeGrom.
No.
Well, I might.
Giants got a player better than Simeon.
I'd take DeGrom.
No. Giants got a better player than Simeon.
I'd have to. I didn't really look at Simeon's numbers. Did Simeon have a down year last year?
It don't matter. Yeah. The year before he was
but again, we're not talking about the year before. I thought Simeon,
Seager, they got a better player than Seager.
Seager's a good player.
Yeah, I love him.
How many games did he play last year?
But you get my drift.
Well, but again, it's not only about name. But it's not only about name value.
He played more than Conforto. How about that?
It's not. He did. He did make, but that wasn't the question. Grant, you got some info?
Seager played 151 games
last
year.
My boy.
Okay.
He hit 245,
right.
33
That's
homers,
the new
83 RBIs.
All right, so no.
How many homers,
no.
Grandy?
The answer is no.
Let me go back. What did I say? 33 homers?
I think
yeah,
you did. Yeah.
Okay, so the answer is no. I didn't watch a lot of Rangers last year, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch
I hate their stadium. It just looks like Tropicana dark.
I like the new stadium because there's less hitting in this than the new stadium.
The old one.
The old stadium aesthetically is much better looking.
Yeah.
But I like they pitched a little more. I didn't like all the 14, 13
People are mad.
games.
That caller had venom.
A lot of, rightfully so. But see, again, I keep coming back to this miscalculation that the Giants organization, ownership, whatever, franchise collectively, they misread the room. They misread the room about their own fan base. They thought that winning would be the only thing that matters because I think they thought, hey, we didn't really have superstars before. We had guys that we made into superstars, like the panda hats and the giraffe hats. And I think they, to a certain extent, feel like they made a lot of those guys cult figures, as opposed to they were superstar. Like they also won championships for the first time ever. So that those players were always going to be held in a different regard than even great. Like Buster Posey's held in different regard than Will Clark because Buster Posey won a chip.
Would you want him running? Would you want him being Will Clark?
He could. I'd be open-minded to him.
Now, what's the difference between? I'm just asking Buster and Will. When you're like, oh, I don't want Will.
I think Buster's more in tune with today's game, and I just think he's sharper. I just think, if he wanted to do it, I just think Buster Posey better equipped at this point. I mean, we're talking about a dude that's 35 versus a dude that's like 60.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different equation there. 888-957-9570. Is it Eric or Aaron in the Yoon on 95.7 The Game?
Hi, it's Eric.
Okay. What's up, Eric?
Hey, how are you guys doing, man? Hey, just wanted to say thanks for taking my call. I wanted to just say it's a great time to be a 49ers season ticket holder. You know, so shout out to all those who are and stuck through it since Levi's opened. It's a great time. But the gift that I would give to the Niners that I would love to see is T.O. and Patrick Willis coming back, final year, winning it. I know it's a long shot, but I love that. So happy holidays, guys.
Back at you. Wow.
Thanks for the call.
Two great Niners.
Two great Niners for sure. We're taking your holiday gifts. You want to give a gift to any of the Bay Area sports teams? We've had somebody who wants to give a stadium to the A's.
That could be the best one. I got one. Can I go?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am going to give the San Francisco Giants a new owner.
Okay.
Just gut it all out, sell it. Man, if the Suns went for, I think it was $4 billion, what would the Giants go for? But that's what I would do. I think it's over. We're hearing from the fans, Jay, and now attendance. You just wonder how long or if people ever are going to get over this debacle if they already were hemorrhaging at the turnstile.
The only way they get over the debacle is by winning a lot. But even that, I don't think would fully do it. I really don't. Like winning a division and a playoff round, to me, it would almost be that level of winning that it would take. Because I think you can win games and still have a lack of connection to the team. 2021 was the supreme high-end example of that.
Incredible season.
And they still had Posey, Crawford, and Belt on that team. Now it's only going to be Crawford among that
Remember
group.
Buster's opposite home run? What was that, game one?
Game one?
Oh, man. I was like, they're going to the series. Real quick.
Sure.
Martin Perez, my guy.
Yes.
2.89 ERA last year.
A good year.
Your boy Webb, 2.90.
It's pretty,
With a lower whip of 1.6 for Webb. 1.26 for Martin Perez.
I mean, he was
Perez is filthy to me. I'm sorry.
He is, and he had injury issues and all that. I mean, he was supposed to be a big time pitcher a decade ago. I like Martin Perez. Let's go to Jeff and Tracy next here on 95.7 The Game with JD and Goo. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, happy holidays, guys.
Back at you.
Okay, so I think the Giants are throwing more gasoline on the fire. So they got out of the Carlos Correa because he broke his ankles like 14 years ago. Then they go out and sign a guy that didn't play all year long and had major surgery on his shoulder. I just don't get it. And I like to give the Giants, for a president, I like to give them some brains. Come on, guys. What are you guys doing? You know, how could they do that? You know, what does that tell everybody? Oh, we lied. You know, I just don't understand what they did. You know, signing someone that just had surgery and saying, well, Correa, he broke his ankle 14 years ago, so we're not going to sign him. What do you guys think?
Wow.
Yeah, thanks for the call. And I think it was 2014 when it happened.
Again, that's the question everybody's asking. But if the spreadsheet says medical, it shouldn't matter about how big the contract is for us to care.
It does.
But if you're faking
you're right, but that
and you're really doing something for Steiny's voice, they're doing it for the wrong reasons, and I really believe they got cold feet.
Well, yeah, they were. I agree with Steiny on that. I do think the Giants were looking at Correa for the wrong reasons, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
They were looking at Judge, I think, for the wrong reasons. But that doesn't mean you don't necessarily do it.
But for the fan base, it was the right reason.
They needed to do it.
That's what all day.
But the Conforto signing with him missing the entire year.
Oh my goodness!
Granted, it's very different in terms of the contract length and the total guarantee. But that's to sign Conforto, who didn't play at all last year, on the heels of the Correa deal is
talk to me, Jay.
It's a slap in the face.
It's hot water in the face.
It is. I mean, it is a slap in the face. There's no question. And to be hung up on it in one vein and not on the other, and that is the irony in a lot of this for the Giants, is the fact that they take flyers on dudes that were hurt
my neck
all
and
the
my
time.
back. Yeah,
like that's part of their deal. That's how they got Rodon. That's that's how they've gotten a lot of the guys that they've been able to come here, is either down years or injuries, and you get the bounce back from them and you move forward. Filmo Mike next here.
Our guy.
What's up, Filmo Mike?
Hey, man, y'all having a great conversation. You feel me? I'm going to have to let Steiny know. JD and Guru is the new gangsters. And, by the way, y'all got the best intro song, Guru, by far.
Bonte was saying that, too. You know what that's from, right? Drew Down.
Of course I know that.
Yeah,
I know that from.
For
It's
sure.
lit. Now, but anyway, though, I agree with the one caller, man. Like, it don't even make no sense of the moves they do. Like, they try to make it seem like it's so deep and analytical, but at the same time, you picking up people off the scrap heap that ain't did nothing. And then also, I think they need like a czar of baseball. Like, they need like a Jim Leland. Like, it would have been lovely if they could have brought Bruce Bochy back to be a czar of baseball and kind of work with Farhan. And I totally agree with JD. Who's to say that Farhan wasn't the deciding factor on all these deals? Like, we just automatically saying it's the Johnsons, but it could have been Farhan to easily say, you know what, I don't think this is a prudent move.
No.
And then last but not least, go ahead.
No, I think that is a lane that Farhan, Mike, is very comfortable in, because he knows that a lot of the reporters will carry that because they don't want to make him out as the bad guy. Like, I think that's an easy lane for him to try and deflect. Again, we don't know that it's true, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's not.
I totally agree. And then he going to come back with that little weak-ass laugh that he got and be like, whatever he be doing. But my last point is this, man. Analytics is cool to a certain extent, but you need ball players, bro. Like, baseball is a game of luck, and if the better ball players you have, the more quote-unquote lucky you're going to be. If you always on the fringes, you never really go, like, you feel me? You may hit once every 50, whereas if you got ball players with your analytics, you may hit 10 out of 50. You know what I mean? So you got to have a yin and a yang. That's all I'm saying.
Love it.
Thanks,
Happy
Mike.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
And I'm going to say this to you to piggyback off of Mike. Analytics, when I hear the word, it's book smart. But you always know the term. I try to do this to my kids. You can book smart, Jay, but that ain't all. You got to be street smart. And that applies to sports, too. You got to have what Bruce Bochy perfected to me, a gut instinct. You have to be able to look at – you can't just let the spreadsheet talk to you. And that's what I feel like is going on. And Farhan coming here, if you're right, and that's what the Giants wanted, an update, look at things. Look what, again, you got 107. But again, Jay, Phil and Mike, I'm not disagreeing with you. Now. I'm just dying on this hill. If Farhan had the juice to nix the deal, he should have had the juice to stop them from courting the courtship.
Is it that hard to believe, though, that it would work one way and not the other? Like, to me, it's not. Like, to me, if you've got an owner that's looking for a reason to not do the deal, and Farhan at that point says, you know what, I probably wouldn't do the deal, then they're on the same page at that point. Like, it doesn't surprise me in the sense that if Farhan didn't want to do it, ownership would be like, okay, yeah, you don't want to do it. Right. But then if Farhan says he does want to do it, it's still on the ownership
or if
to
they
approve
didn't even
it at
ask
that
him,
point.
Jay, we're doing this.
Well, I don't know. And that we'll see if that comes out that he didn't. And that's a completely different scenario. But to your point, it's got to be, they got to wear it, and he's got to wear it. And the reality is Farhan Zaidi and Gabe Kapler are the ones that are going to wear it because ownership doesn't get fired.
And that's a great one. And I'll say this about the sport we love. It's played on the diamond, but this will shock the world if they come back and make the playoffs to me next year with this roster.
See, I don't.
Willard was saying, "Hey, Goo," and I was out. I'm tapping my foot in it, but come on, man.
I'm
you're
not going to
third
say
place at best. If you're better than the Diamondbacks,
but third place can make the playoffs.
Right.
Third place can make the playoffs.
But these are the Giants, 3-5. That's not good enough.
But they're not anymore. And no, making the playoffs actually is good enough, I think.
Where were the people in this? I mean, you're losing fans, and this doesn't help that. They lost fans, Jay. That's a story.
No doubt.
This cannot help.
No doubt. It doesn't help. But what I'm saying is to think that they're automatically going to suck next year is a little bit foolish.
Right.
And that's the one thing. I'm not necessarily coming down your road. I'm just more explaining my thought process.
I get you.
I am not going to take 2021. I'm going to keep 2021 in the back of my mind. And I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind every year that Farhan's around, as don't underestimate his ability to cobble a good team together. Right. Not 107 and all of that. That was a fluke. We all knew it at the time. Those players were not that good. But we've seen it even go back to 2012 with the A's. The 2012 A's were
I was in the ballpark when they beat Texas.
The 2012 A's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'll never forget that one.
That team, again, they sustained it the next couple of years because they had some players come up along with it.
Well, they made a bad trade that season.
But everybody thought that team was going to be horrific, and they weren't. And then they weren't for a couple of years. So right. The Giants have a little of that secret sauce where it's the worse you think about them, in a way, the better they're going to do. Right. That's part of the Farhan secret sauce, I think. Okay. Is the worse you think they're going to be, that's in his sweet spot to succeed.
All right. So here I go. You can call me a groupie. I'll wear it. Hey, your prerogative, right? But I keep going to this person and this team. And I need you, if you can, politely, Jay, just break down for me when I say Giant fans want to know that their team is in good hands and a guy is losing sleep, he's riding the elliptical, whatever he's driving, whatever he's doing, he is so invested on building a winner. And I keep going to Joe Lacob. Because we saw when he got booed, we didn't know what he was going to be. He was talking about banners, but he said, we're going to get to the promised land. They did. As a Giant fan now today, you cannot feel like, with the politics by Mr. Johnson and that whole group, JD, what is the difference in the gut feeling between the Giants and what the Warriors are doing with Joe Lacob?
And again, I think Charles Johnson is an easy scapegoat.
No, he never talks
in this thing. It's whether it's the politics or all that stuff.
Are you really
or the fact
invested?
that he doesn't talk, whatever.
Yeah,
but he's not the one. He's not the only one. The Giants have
a group,
20 people that, and who knows what that vote was. And again, I don't want to defend him by any stretch for what the personal stuff and all of that, which has been documented. But this is not just, we don't know that it's just Charles Johnson nixed it.
Well, I think what I'm saying to you, Jay, is we should start to find out. I would think they would take initiative to put a face on the bigger than Farhan.
How do we know they didn't take a vote of
you could? I was about to go there.
15 owners, and 9 of them said no deal,
as soon as you
6 of them said
that's
yes.
what I thought. As soon as you said, hey, Guru, it's more than... I was like, that okay, some power, strength in numbers. But my point is somebody
this isn't
has
Joe
to be
Lacob
a face of the
final
franchise.
say. Well,
it's not Farhan.
But this isn't Joe Lacob makes the final say, and it's on him, win or lose. That's not how it is. I think Farhan would love to make everybody think it's just Charles Johnson, 89 years old in Florida, making donations.
Especially right now.
I think that's in some ways that's the easy narrative right now. It's ownership. This nameless, faceless, guy that nobody likes and isn't on par with San Francisco and all this other stuff. That's the easy way. Farhan would love that.
Yeah.
Because it brushes all the accountability aside from him. All right. 888-957-9570. We got gift ideas coming in here. We got some text messages to get to, but more of your phone calls have been lit all afternoon. That is what's coming up next here on 95.7 The Game, which is brought to you by Fremont Bank. Full-service banking, no compromises. Also sponsored by Lucky California.
For huge holiday savings, don't miss the Lucky 4-Day Sale. Today through Saturday, you can get incredible deals, including USDA Choice Beef Ribeye Roast, bone-in, whole, sold in the bag for $5.99 a pound. Limit 1. Happy holidays from Lucky.
'Tis the season for basketball.
Ho, ho, bleepin' ho.
Cutter is Poole. Squares up, fires, and hits a three. 39 points for Poole, new career high.
And football.
2nd and 21. And down he goes. Bosa, 15 and a half now on the year.
On the most wondrous sports station in the Bay Area, 95.7 The Game.
Flying Ace, this is Sky Hunter. I've got my compound eyes on the target.
Copy that. You're on his flight pad.
I'm going in.
Got him! Nice move, my four-wing friend.
Tasty. That mosquito never saw me coming.
See how dragonflies catch a mid-air meal at Bugs, a new exhibit at the California Academy of Sciences. Explore the secrets of bugs, massive models, and more. Now open. Get tickets at calacademy.org.
Thank you to all of the business owners who kept people employed during the pandemic. For all you've done, you may be eligible to claim the Employee Retention Tax Credit, a payroll tax refund from the United States Treasury Department, applicable to businesses who kept employees on payroll during the pandemic. The window is closing to claim your refund. Contact Paychex to see if you qualify. Paychex is proud to have helped more than 45,000 businesses secure over $9.2 billion in ERTC claims, an average of $190,000 per business. 50 years and thousands of experts in HR, payroll, benefits, and insurance. You may be eligible to claim the Employee Retention Tax Credit, a payroll tax refund from the United States Treasury Department, applicable to businesses who kept employees on payroll during the pandemic. The window is closing to claim your refund. Contact Paychex to see if you qualify. Visit paychex.com/ERTC to find out how Paychex can help you get additional cash into your business. Paychex.com/ERTC. Paychex.com/ERTC.
From all your friends at Dolan's, have a safe and happy holiday season.
Norman, we need to pause this surgery.
What, doctor?
Well, we need to hurry to the Xfinity Hello 2023 sale. New Xfinity customers can get 75 megabit internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, when you add 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile, you get $500 back for a limited time.
Drop everything. Get to the Xfinity Hello 2023 sale now through January 10th. Go to Xfinity.com/Hello2023 to learn more. Restrictions apply. Internet offer requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After term, regular rates apply. Xfinity Internet required for Xfinity Mobile.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. CalHope can help. Access CalHope's free and secure mental health resources. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org.
We're on a journey to make healthcare more accessible and more equitable, to treat the most complex diseases and offer hope where often there is little, to provide better care to more people across the Bay Area. We are more than a hospital, more than a university, beyond science and technology. We are the people of UCSF. UCSF Health, redefining possible.
Streaming on Peacock.
Fellas, I'm getting married.
From the creator of The Best Man and The Best Man Holiday.
Come with us to Quinn's wedding. Guaranteed to put a smile on your face.
And executive producer of Insecure.
They want to make unfinished business into a movie.
That book caused a lot of drama. Get your popcorn ready.
Baby, just like old times, only better. The Best Man, The Final Chapters. A new limited series. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
Let's get lit!
'Tis the season for grilling, and Kingsford Signature Flavors makes holiday grilling more special by making everything taste more delicious.
That's good.
Made with 100% real spices, Kingsford Signature Flavors come in multiple forms and can be used on any charcoal or pellet grill. So try basil, sage, and thyme for your Thanksgiving turkey and cumin chili for your Christmas prime rib. Kingsford Signature Flavors. Flavor you can see, smell, and taste. Find at HomeDepot.com.
When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
You're doing a great job. I feel like I'm doing a great job.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
1 hour to go. 888-957-9570. JD in for Steiny.
I'm a bit melancholy.
Steiny checking in.
Yeah.
He checked in with us.
Him and producer E in San Diego with his families, Steiny with his fam. I didn't give him their gift. And it's in the back of the trunk of the caddy. True story.
And now you're not going to see, because you're taking a little time. So this is your final
I'll
show
bring
of
it
the
in
year,
2023,
right?
yep.
Your final show?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, Goo.
I'm going to get after it.
Oh, I'm so out.
Yeah? You got any big plans? No?
Just with the fam and sports.
Okay.
I get I get irritated when people, like E, he has this little thing. Hey, Goo, because I'm a father, husband. What you doing this weekend? I'm about the games. You know, I'm going to do the family stuff, but
I'm like
I don't have nothing. He's waiting. I'm like, the kid's older now. I'm about these games and shows on TV. I got to live a little more.
I think I'm like you in that respect. Like, I get a little irritated when you even ask the question.
Like tomorrow's about the Niners, Dallas, Philly, Niners, all the game. Like that's on a Saturday. I'm eating that up.
Yeah, like Jay, what are you doing? Well, I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
I'm going. Saturday, going to game.
And then E looks a bit. He don't judge me. We were at the cafeteria, and I brought this up. I was like, I feel like you're judging me when you don't get that. I'm going for a hike with the family.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'm past that.
Right. No,
I got the remote.
It
baby.
might be breakfast. It might be dinner. It might be nothing.
I think they're soft. Yeah, the kids think I'm the police. They don't want to kick it with me.
Yeah, that's true. You are. I
think they're soft.
You are in that window,
dude.
aren't you?
It hurts.
I got 3
until
kids
they need
and a
some
bunch
chips.
of problems.
You know,
you said it earlier. I was gonna say. But the gifts keep on coming.
Right, ain't nobody listening.
But the gifts keep on coming. 888-957-9570. Remember, streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. Go to youtube.com/957thegame or twitch.tv/957thegame to see Steiny and Guru today. Steiny and JD here on 95.7 The Game. Goo, you asked the question. Put a little holiday spin on things.
Waiting on you.
Give me your Christmas gifts for each, or you can pick one of the Bay Area teams. You got one for you're gonna hit me with one.
I'm going for the Golden State Warriors. For the Warriors, and then we want to hear from you because I given the Giants new ownership. The Warriors an active big. Somebody that can stretch it like a Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, mine is a bench. For the Warriors.
Well, damn, I forgot. Well, I'm hoping still.
DiVincenzo can stay.
How about Jay Green?
Yeah, he can be on it, but he can't be my 8th guy. I want a whole new bench.
You out on Wiseman?
I want DiVincenzo. I want a veteran bench. I'll be even more specific. I want a veteran. Grandy, you got something?
I was going to say, I don't know. That might be kind of a workaround. Goo asked for one gift, and you say a whole bench.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a lot of players.
Yeah. All right, a wing. A veteran wing.
Okay.
Veteran wing.
Yeah.
Give me Jay Crowder.
Who tweeted that?
Well, I mean, again, I don't know why.
Somebody from here tweeted Jay.
Give me P.J. Washington.
Well, give me Kuzma.
Give me Kuzma.
I love that. Kuzma in the Warrior uniform.
A veteran wing to where now off that bench you've got Poole, DiVincenzo, that veteran wing, and it takes the heat off of the young players don't even have to play. It takes the heat off of JaMychal Green, I think, a little bit. Less of the focus on him. He could be the 9th guy, and then Kuminga, Wiseman, Moody can just play when needed.
Wow.
Play when needed.
And Bob, we had him on, man. Something's going to give. They're going to make a move because this ain't cool.
Yeah, I read that, and I know we're talking a lot of Giants here. We got people who want to talk Giants. We'll get back to the phones in just a second. But just because we brought up the word, like I took the Bob Myers statement, and I think we've got it.
Yeah,
here
he
on
was
the,
that
on the
meant.
board.
Hey, I'm in the lab, JD.
Play. I'll play it real quick. Here was what Bob said, and I wanted to react to this a little bit.
I think that we, at some point soon, in the next however many few weeks, have to decide what is the answer to that question and then what specifically is the answer to it. So I think right now we've seen we can play with a lot of the really good teams, but we've also lost to some teams we would think we could beat, and our record's our record. And that's not something we expected it would be at this point in time. So that's what we have to decide. And the ways to get better are internally or externally. That's pretty simple this time of year. There's trades or there's your team plays better. We have guys that can play better, I believe that, and we haven't seen the best version of us, but that could be me just being too optimistic. We have to see it at some point. We're what, how many games in 32, I think, something like that. So yeah, that's a good question. I'm supposed to be focused on that and not anything else. So that'll be my time will be spent on answering that.
And the question is, do the Warriors need to make a move? Ooh. I took that as the next month is going to determine whether they're good enough to even be worthy of making a move. Like, I don't feel like that's a...
See, I assumed that.
And I didn't. Like, to me, I took it as, hey, if we're not good enough in the next month, then there's no reason to add to this team because it's not going to matter. Like, I took it as this team's going to have to play at a certain level over the next month to prove that making a move is worth it. That making a move can put you over the top to winning a championship. Not that you're going to make a move to get back to 500 because you're 8 under.
So would you be calling the dogs off in a sense if it doesn't get better and it goes the way you did? Because you were triggered the other day. I brought Shasky up and he wasn't saying tank. He was saying if it gets bad, just let Curry heal and just
there's a difference between
the young guys play.
There's a difference between what I would do and what I think they would do. And I think they're not going to make a move to save the play-in tournament. Like, they're not. Like, in my mind, they're
with
not.
A healthy staff?
But again, you got to be good enough to where you think that's going to matter. Like, you have to be good enough to where Steph comes back and you're pushing toward 6 or toward 4.
Okay, but Jay, I got you.
But if you're on that, but you can't do that if you're not.
But they're
500
good enough, Jay.
a month from now.
Okay.
No, you can't go. You can't tell me, what are they right now? 15 and 18?
Yeah.
You can't tell me, let's say they're 20 and 30, right? Like, let's just say Steph's out, and look, the math may not be right.
I'm like, you're crazy, but that very well could happen.
15 and 18, and again, I'm not getting the exact games right, but they're 15 and 18.
3 and 16 on the road.
And they go 5 and 12. Okay? That's 20 and 30. So if they go 5 and 12 in the next 17, let's say roughly, and Steph comes back and they're 20 and 30, okay? You're not looking at them like they're a championship team that's a player away, a bench player away at that from being in it. You're not saving 20 and 30. Like you're not like I don't think they are.
Well, there's 32 games after 20 and 30. And the 20 and 30, I would look at it as, why are we 20 and 30? I know it wasn't ideal when Steph was here.
But you're not looking at it like they're a top 4 team.
Well, I'm looking at it like we don't need to be a top 4 team when healthy.
But at that point, you're talking about, if you're 20 and 30, you're talking about just getting to 10.
Well, right now, and again, it's not 20 and 30. They're 15 and 18.
No.
Only 5.5 back from the 1 seed.
But I'm relating the 20 and 30 to Bob.
Right.
I'm relating that back to what Bob said.
But he said trade and external Like, to me, that means if I'm a Warrior player,
they have to be better internally in the next month to make it worth making a move. You can't be 20 and 30. You got to be 25 and 25. Like that.
And I want to, I can't, I'm going to give you the dub there because 20 and 30 is kind of extreme. I don't think they're going to be 20. But
is
then
it that extreme, though?
After what I just saw in New York, I'm like.
Is 5 and 12 that extreme without
tell you
Steph?
What, if Wiggins is going to be back Christmas, ain't no 20 and 30. But if it got to that, I still feel like you're defending champs. You got a healthy Steph. If he were to come back, your job, Bob, is to get this team better at that point. And then that would be up to him and Joe to see what they would do. And if I'm a Warrior marginal player and I heard that soundbite, I'm like, oh, this thing, it could jump off. My days could be numbered. I need to ball out.
To me, you have to be good enough to make the move worth it in the next month. Like, that was my read on it. I'm not saying I got it right, but that's my read on it. I think a lot of people's read on it was, we're going for it.
Right.
Like, but they're not, again, I don't think they're going to, my opinion, I don't think they are going to chase from 10 under 500 the 10 seed or the 9 seed in the play-in tournament. I don't think they're going to chase that by trading somebody away to bring in a veteran player or a rental to hope that you can be 41-41 by the end of the year because you go 20-10 in the last 30.
But what if
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, if you're
it.
20-30, okay, you're not bringing in.
But you got 32 left.
Okay, but you're not bringing in a veteran player, a bench player at that, to hope you go 21-11. Because if you go 21-11, which would be awesome,
okay,
you're still 41-41. And you're probably 9th or 10th.
But nobody would want to see you in a 7-game series.
But you're not winning a championship if you're 9th or 10th. You're just not. You're just not.
Oh, man.
But that's the cost benefit that I think the Warriors are doing on this thing.
And they're right on the table, and I'm hoping, because you and I, that Steph Curry, but his own admission, what did he say, Jay? He hadn't even lifted, or he couldn't lift his shoulder. Like, something's really going on. You know what I mean? And when I heard that, I'm like, oh, he ain't in. And nobody told me he was in the lab, but I'm like, this is a real thing. What if there was a delay on that? Like, if this thing goes longer and Steph's absence grows, wow. Like, when do you look out for him and just say, hey, it ain't worth it?
What, bringing Steph back?
Yeah, like that's worst case scenario.
No,
but
the only way that would be if the only way you would not bring Steph back would be if he all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's not healing, he needs surgery or something. Something that's completely unforeseen.
These were, and again, I'm not happy holidays, no panic, but I worry. When he said 4 to 6 months, if they chose to do surgery, let me know, Jay, Mr. P Brain, something's going on in that shoulder. Now, you opted not to go that route under the knife or the laser, but something is so good, it's heavy in there to where that could, whoa.
Well, again, if there's something catastrophic with Steph to where it turns out he needs surgery later, then it's over. But you're making that determination a month from now. I guess what I'm getting at is, I'm not saying the Warriors wouldn't try. Let's go back to the original. I'm not saying the Warriors wouldn't try to make the play-in. What I'm saying is they wouldn't make a trade to try and make the play. If there's two different things, because I want to be clear on the tanking component. I'm not saying tank. I am completely against tanking for them. Like, to me,
what if we saw a deal in the next 2 weeks, or you feel like Bob just told us, Goo? I'm using those next 2 weeks to see if we even if it's worth it.
I think it's that. My read on it is,
well, thank God they're at home, because if these next 2 weeks they were on the road.
But here's the thing: if you can't win at home now, because they're almost they're like, well, we've been okay at home, but that's been with Steph. So it's like to me,
Clay got to step up, and Dre. Everybody's got to do it.
You got to have everybody back and healthy, except for for the Warriors to have a good homestand, Goo. They got to have everybody back except Steph and locked in. And even that might only be 5 and 3.
Oh, man.
Like, this is not easy. And I mean, we laid it out. Like, Grizzlies are coming in. Charlotte's better than they've been.
And they beat you already with Steph.
Utah beat you already. Portland.
Well, you gave that one away.
Well, but they won.
Jay. Dude, so this is panic.
Atlanta's not, I mean, that's 50-50. Atlanta's not bad. Detroit and Orlando already beat you. They're coming in, and Phoenix has already beat you twice down there. So that's to think that you're just going to start rattling off games because you're at home without Steph. I think that's a little bit of foolish thinking. It's going to be better than it's been. It better be.
Can I read something to you? Absolutely. My heart quivered. It was Cadillac talk from the Xfinity Mobile text line. And you break this down real quick, Jay. Guru, would you spend $5,000 to put a transmission in a 97 Cadillac that's worth $3,000?
Exactly. That's beautifully said in my mind.
But Jay, see, no. What's
Because you
the
still
Steph
think the
Curry?
Warriors are a Lamborghini at that point, even though they're 20 and 30, and they're not. If they're 20 and 30, this team's not a Lamborghini.
Well, if Poole gets his act together,
well, then they're not going to be 20 and 30.
Okay, and Clay is no. I know Steiny. He got me on the November Clay. That he threw some rocks, some stones at that. It wasn't all.
It wasn't a thing.
It wasn't in fuego, but he was better. And it's just like Farhan. Forget the analytics.
And it wasn't all November. It was.
He looked
it was
confident.
the last. It was
okay. Go ahead.
And I apologize for jumping in on you again.
I've been doing it all show.
It was from the day that they had the meeting.
Oh, exactly.
Which was November.
But you
11th
saw a
or
difference.
18th.
Yeah, you saw a difference. We all did. Give me that then. Forget the from the meeting.
It was the 18th.
The ball was going in, and he was playing different.
Clay played better for about 3 weeks.
Okay, all right, I'll take that. That's 1 week away from a month.
He played better he played better, and it impacted winning from about November 18th till, let's say, December 9th or 10th. I'll give him through the Celtics game. So 3 weeks. Basically 3 weeks in a day. And since they've lost guys, he's playing worse because either he's trying too hard or he can't call it up. I think part of it is he can't call up another level anymore. Like the level is there sometimes, but he can't ask for it. Sometimes it just shows up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I love Clay.
Like, he still has big games in him, but he can't say I'm having a big game tonight and have a big game.
But okay,
that's done.
And I'm going Dr. Darryl again. And I told Whitey this. It feels like there's two scoreboards in his mind, and he sees the scoreboard when he goes to score, when he goes to make a play, and I could never understand or put myself in his shoes, but JD, it just seems like the past is still on his mind, and he's aiming for something more than just the bucket.
I agree with that.
And
I
that's
think
got to be
he's chasing
a
his
lot.
previous self.
Man.
And it ain't there. And when it's not there, he's frustrated by it when it's not there. And then when the team loses because it's not there, he's frustrated by that. And it all snowballs.
Like Indiana game.
Steiny checking in again on the
good stuff. You
on
want
the
his gift?
on the non-Xfinity mobile text line.
Give it to us.
He says Atlanta stinks.
Right. Well, what's one of the either Trey's gone,
they're 500,
or
they're better than the freaking Warriors are right now.
Well, that's not saying much because the Warriors got an excuse.
All I'm saying is Atlanta can come into Chase on January 2nd and beat the Warriors without
I wonder
Steph.
If we put a list of teams that couldn't.
I agree. Atlanta stinks.
Yeah, right.
Like in the grand scheme of things, they're done.
Oh, man. I don't know what you do.
Well,
and
they were done the moment they turned
I got some hate mail for saying Daryl Rivers for Christmas starting Wiseman.
There was a moment where I knew the Hawks were done.
Okay, when? And then I'll tell you if I believe you.
I don't know if I really want to say it.
Last year?
This offseason.
Oh, give it to us.
They turned their scouting department into a bunch of frauds.
Oh, wow. And, well, you won't get much pushback on that. Yeah.
Fraudulent scouting.
JD
that's
coming
when
from the top row.
That's when I knew the
on
Hawks.
The last show.
That's when I knew the Hawks were cooked.
But that's not what this year's about. You know, I feel like you couldn't make that assessment until 2 or 3. Like, dude, where the hell are the players around here?
Joke.
Yeah,
that's when the Hawks were a joke.
Well,
when we get back to the phones,
yeah.
I'll do it. See, I don't have a problem saying it.
No, you are
I'm not coming down your road.
You got some Machiavelli in you.
Like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, we're on the
We
real.
need to do a song.
We'll get the truth.
Willard
serum.
and Kyle, Jasky set the tone and did that. What was Jay? We didn't tell them we were embarrassed.
What?
Willard and Kyle.
Oh, yeah. Well, they did their best. They did their best.
I was embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed easy, but I was embarrassed for him. I didn't tell it to him, so I can't say it.
You know who I feel bad for in Atlanta is Travis Schlenk. Because I feel like he's been undercut. I don't feel like Schlenk is really running the show now.
But when you dip and leave,
this
is what comes with it. You chose to leave.
No, you mean leave the Warriors?
Yeah.
Well, I don't care about the Warriors part.
Well, I'm just saying when
he
you
went
leave
for the next job,
the grass ain't always greener on the other side.
Yeah, but he took the lead dog job.
Okay, I got you.
And now what's who's really running the Hawks?
And your boy got benched. Trey Young got benched.
Landry
it was
Fields is really running
insubordination.
the Hawks. Landry Fields is a joke.
He had a jumper.
So there you go.
Yeah.
He's a joke.
Yeah.
And now the Hawks are a joke. So it's not that.
I'm hoping 6-2.
I'll put some names on it
on the home trip.
I don't think the Atlanta thing is on Schlenk, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
remember they beat Philly, and you thought they were on the come.
Well, they're not. I mean,
Steiny was like, "That's the year before the year." Boy, was he right.
Yeah. All right, 888-957-9570. Back to the phones. Greg is next here on the road on 95.7 The Game.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Happy holidays.
You too.
I don't know if I'm following the rules with this, but I was going to kind of go around the horn. For the Niners, I'm hoping for a push to the Super Bowl so they can finally say they got their franchise quarterback. For the Warriors, I want bubble wrap for the core and Miracle Grow for the young guys.
Wow.
For the A's, they need a new owner. Forget the Giants. The A's need a new owner so they can finally get a team that's relevant. I'll leave the Sharks and Earthquakes alone because they just need fans. And then for the Giants, I think all the fans should get stock in FTX because it seems like a better investment. So those are my gifts for the fans of the Bay Area.
All right,
he was running some material. Wow,
good stuff.
Yeah,
Greg on the road.
He said bubble wrap for.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, Jay, I've never heard you say that.
I was kind of. I checked out.
I never heard you.
I was trying. Sometimes on the. Sometimes you're reading the text.
You went
Durant
on me. Yeah, you were reading
I was like, you know what? You go for it.
Gotcha.
Go for it. And then, we'll make sure we got to make sure you
But you haven't given any team a gift. Give the Niners one.
I gave the Warriors a gift. What are you talking about?
See, look at me, Mr.
I wanted a wing.
You're right.
You made me pick one.
With some blue cheese.
Yeah.
Give the Niners one.
Nah, gift. Well, what would be a good gift? I mean, the gift for the Niners is a simple one. It's a Super Bowl trophy. I mean, they've been so close.
How far are we
last couple years?
Could Purdy do it? Somebody's got to not expose them in a bad way.
I'm going to give you a better
Somebody's got
answer.
to take advantage of them.
I'm going to give you a better answer. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say a playoff. I'm going to say a playoff path where they don't have to, where they get a random team in the Super Bowl. I'm going to say because to me the way the Niners win it is if they get the favorable path. And what I mean by that is they play
the Giants.
The Giants,
okay.
And then Minnesota got knocked off, so you're playing Washington the second week, and then
Dallas.
Exactly, has already won 2 games. They knocked out Philly,
okay,
and then you beat them, and then but then you get to the Super Bowl,
Buffalo,
and it's
Kansas City.
There's some random team waiting for you.
Okay, but how random? Because right now, I honestly believe it's Buffalo, Kansas City, or Cincinnati.
Again, we're having some fun, but it would be one of those. It'd be not one of those teams. It would be one of that's the way I would put it. Not Kansas City, Buffalo, or Cincinnati.
Yeah, and I'm being selfish, but again, I'm excited about tomorrow's game with the Commanders. I know you'll be in the house, but it's just another defense, a good defense by the Commanders.
Yeah.
Do we see Purdy? His version of struggle. And I won't come in here and text you, oh, he's not it. But, when does this train end for the Niners? I was
talking to Grandy about this before the show in the green room.
I love Grandy.
And Grandy's
phenomenal.
Thanks, Goo. Yeah. Phenomenal.
Yep.
Low-key MVP around here.
No, wow,
Grandy.
Look at you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Put Evan on the ballot. My boy listening.
Well, Evan's perpetually on the ballot.
Right.
Evan,
Yeah.
But I was talking to Rand about, Purdy could be how many times have we seen new quarterbacks come in and they play well for 5 or 6, 7 games in a season.
Okay.
And then by the end of that season, you're like, oh man, that guy's not very good. But the unique component of this is Purdy could do that this year and get him to a Super Bowl or a championship game or a Super Bowl, and then next year come back and be terrible.
Right, no doubt.
It's a unique.
But it's Kyle. Kyle knows what he really truly is, and we could apply that to Jimmy. Why did you really need to go draft a quarterback? But deep down, he knew what his flaws and his limitations.
Yeah, and
were.
I'm not saying he is or isn't. We don't know, but the interesting part is whatever the high end on Purdy is, if it is going to fall apart on him. It may not fall apart on them until after this season's over, and that is still a sweet spot for the Niners to maybe get to another Super Bowl, which would be incredible. There was another part to Purdy's game against Seattle I was talking about with Grandy. I want to run that by you. We got a bunch of Giants phone calls to get to. It's all coming up here on 95.7 The Game, and it's all sponsored by Pfizer.
This winter, there are COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. If it's been at least 2 months since your primary series or original booster, schedule your updated COVID-19 booster dose at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
It's the most wonderful time of the year on 95.7 The Game.
Oy, oy, oy! It's the most wonderful time of the year.
We're having a holly jolly time here on the Bay Area Sports Station.
Yay!
Wait a second. Ray, you can't open your Christmas gifts early.
Oh, bite me.
The Bay Area Sports Station, 95.7 The Game. Ho, 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 ho.
Television sales on Black Friday set new records as millions of Americans snapped up the hot deals. But a lot of people were out of town or too busy to take advantage of the special pricing. So, how about a redo? Right now, you've got a second chance to save big on many of the top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs. Where? At Video Only, where the smart shoppers go. So, don't miss out. Check out Video Only now, or
you'll be sorry.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
With car prices at an all-time high, our donors are now getting highest receipts ever. Don't miss out for 2022. Donate at carsforkids.org and your car can be picked up tomorrow.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2022.
Christmas time is here with greatest deals on power tools at Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Save $100 on a Makita 18-volt rear handle circular saw and take home 2 free batteries to top it off. Fasteners Inc. at 2897 Monterey Road or fastenersinc.net.
Help San Francisco's under-resourced high school girls of color envision, rise, and create with Oasis for Girls. Oasis for Girls provides intensive after-school programming that helps connect girls to internships, resources, and job opportunities. At Oasis for Girls, they equip students with the skills and mindset required to do the work. Your support this holiday season helps San Francisco girls cultivate the skills, knowledge, and confidence to discover their dreams and build strong futures. Please donate today at oasisforgirls.org.
Looking for a holiday dining experience to remember? Look no further. Afici San Francisco's newest culinary dining adventure is now open at 680 Folsom Street in San Francisco. Visit our website at aficisf.com to book your reservation today. That's AFICISF.com.
Hi, I'm your unused PTO. It's almost the end of the year, and if you don't put me on a timesheet, I will be gone forever. Use me or lose me. Let's get away.
It's getaway time. Get our best deals of the season on a new Hyundai. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now get 0% APR, 0 payments for 90 days, and $500 bonus cash on select vehicles. Hurry to your local Hyundai dealer now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends 1/3/23. Call 1-562-314-4603 for complete offer details.
Norman, we need to pause this surgery.
What, doctor?
Well, we need to hurry to the Xfinity Hello 2023 sale. New Xfinity customers can get 75 megabit internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Plus, when you add 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile, you get $500 back for a limited time.
Drop everything. Get to the Xfinity Hello 2023 sale now through January 10th. Go to Xfinity.com/Hello 2023 to learn more. Restrictions apply. Internet offer requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After term, regular rates apply. Xfinity Internet required for Xfinity Mobile.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools for you to give the gift of a smarter home with savings on top brands, like the Google Hub, a command center for your smart devices that raises the IQ of your entire home, or the Nest Learning Thermostat that helps you conserve energy and save on your bill. And if you don't know what to get, gift cards are a smart gift no matter what they get. So this year, gift smarter with savings on tools to make your holiday magic. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
In Fremont, it'll be 61 degrees and mostly cloudy.
Weather brought to you by Macy's. It's Macy's last-minute gift sale with great presents and gift cards. Shop early and late and pick up curbside or in-store. Plus, spend your Macy's money on anything. No merchandise exclusions.
Now, back to Steiny and Guru on 95.7 The Game.
The 957thegame.com shop is live. It's 957thegameshop.com. Make sure we get there. Renelle and Hercules ordered her DPOY sweatshirt today, so you can get yours now. I'd probably go for a hoodie. 957thegameshop.com.
I dropped the ball. I should have got you. Nothing worse than somebody telling you they almost got you
Here's
something.
the beauty of
Shut
it.
up.
Here's the beauty of it for me.
Right.
If you happen to think about getting me something.
Because you got a bag over there.
You're in luck because Christmas is still 2 days away, but somebody's birthday's only 2 weeks after that.
Wow.
So you got time. I'm just saying, you got time.
Hey, I had a
so
thought.
if you miss me on the Christmas, you can still get me for the birthday.
Double back.
Maybe I don't know, a 95.7 That's a Problem.
The Matt Steinmetz, the hell with the kids.
No,
I was in the store with the hell with the kids, and I kind of felt like I wanted to cover up.
I don't love that one.
Yeah, right. I wanted to. I swear, Jay. I was like, little ladies, how you? And then they're looking like, what a creep.
The hell with the kids.
That's the greatest one ever.
That was in reference to the Warriors young players?
No, that was to
no.
Yeah,
Halloween
okay.
candy?
That's a 4.
No, what was it?
That might be Dibs' occasional 5. That was
what? Okay, you know what was it really?
His kids are my kids. Entitlement, being spoiled, and I was saying you don't want to hurt the kids. Giving kids bad news, like you can't do this or that. And he was like, "The hell with the kids.
The hell with the kids."
Okay.
Now I want to read a text from the Xfinity Mobile text line and then share something I thought about before going to bed last night. And you tell me fair or foul. This is heavy.
Fair or foul. Love it.
So Xfinity Mobile text line. Can you shut your yapper and read a text? You think that was geared toward me?
I think it was geared toward both of us.
All right. So I feel better. 2, some news broke last night, Major League Baseball news about one Trevor Bauer who just got reinstated. And I thought, JD, wow, would the Giants take a flyer on him? Or because of the Gabe Kapler stuff way back when, you just can't do it?
You just can't do it.
Wow. We're
That's
about
the short
second
answer.
chances, though, Jay.
The short answer is you just can't do it. The longer answer off of that is the Giants absolutely cannot do it.
Wow.
Give it. I mean, you
just
can't.
can't?
Like, that can't be your like. Again, they're not necessarily related, but you can't chase this Correa thing with that. You just can't. And now I will say this, and I'm not being contradictory, but that would be their kind of like somebody's got to sign him, and that would be their kind of move.
What
they already have 6 pitchers,
dude.
though,
But
right?
but not with this baggage. But again, I go second chances. Some will say, "Well, what do you mean by second chance, Goo? He got reinstated. He shouldn't have been." I just thought, like, man, you talk about Webb and getting Trevor Bauer back when you thought he would never be an option.
I would say
PR
no to that.
reasons is why you would be out.
I would say no to that. Okay. And the people that weren't crushing him for Correa would crush him for that, and they didn't have to deal with it.
And some saying he would cost too much money. I'm thinking you might get him on a flyer, on a Groupon.
Well, he's not going to cost as much as he would have.
Well, that's exactly.
I mean, I'll take the under on $30 million or whatever he was making before that deal.
And Mikal Bridges from the Hornets, who I thought was done.
Miles Bridges.
Miles Bridges, yeah. Miles Bridges, thank you.
Bridges.
He looks like he got some action coming back to the team.
Yeah,
man,
I know
Jay,
Woj was reporting that
second chances
after that Charlotte may do something.
He can ball. He was about to get a max.
He was. So we'll see what that deal is now. 888-957-9570 Let's keep it going here on the phones. We got full phone lines.
Man, the whole show.
So we'll keep it rolling here with Bob in San Francisco. We'll try and get to everybody here between now and 3 o'clock. Bob, you're on 95.7 The Game.
Hey, thanks, guys. I love the show. Guru, you're doing a good job.
Thank you, buddy. Happy holiday to you. Checks in the mail.
Happy holidays. Hey, so what I'd give to the sports franchises are game councils. So I'd give the Oculus VR to the Niners because they're playing really well. Mm-hmm. I'd give the PlayStation 5 to the Warriors because they're still fresh off their championship. Unfortunately, I'd give the Atari First Edition to the Giants because the moves they're making are from the early 80s right there. And then the A's, I was thinking about this, and I'd probably just go with a lump of coal because that's what they give their fans. But I would say they could be that place you go to and put your quarters in the machine. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do.
All right. Well thought out, Bob.
Yeah. That was a laundromat,
some
right?
funny, some not.
Yeah.
He was working on his own material. Some of it was good.
No, he got it all.
It's like, if you go see a stand-up show, not every joke hits. Like,
man, it's the hardest job to do.
For 5 jokes, might get 3 hit and 2 don't. I think that's
hard, man.
That's about where Bob was.
Yeah.
So
I ain't mad at him.
He's above 50.
Boy, man. I just hope the Giants are turning into the A's right before our eyes.
Well, I mean, I don't.
You talk about attendance. There's some similarities. It's not as drastic. But it's trending the other way.
They had their own level of that this past year.
No doubt. And people were shocked.
No, they did. And it would figure to be worse given the frustration because there isn't a big name they can go trade for. I wonder, or the big name they can sign. Yeah. I wonder if they do feel inclined to try and get somebody via trade, though.
The fact that you reneged on a deal because of the medical.
Well, you could.
And Nick Nolte, 48 hours later, you get a dude that was out all year. That classified that under medical.
314 million reasons.
Wow, man.
Why Conforto's medical was good and Correa's was not. Robin in San Francisco.
Oh, she called. Hey.
What's up, Robin? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and I'm glad you said Merry Christmas because people are always saying Happy Holidays. No, I meant Merry Christmas, okay?
Awesome.
I figured you did, Robin.
Yeah,
so
I've been using
saved
holiday.
that one for you. I use both, but I've saved that one for you, Robin.
Robin, real quick, my last job, I got written up for saying Merry Christmas. True story. It broke my heart. They wouldn't change it. I said for saying Merry Christmas, your boy got written up. I knew that wasn't the place for me.
That's discriminatory. That's discriminatory. And if you had money to get a good employment lawyer, you would have got some paper after they got a third of your settlement. Because there's nothing wrong with
EEOC on line 1, Robin. Yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. I liked your first gift. JD, you know how I feel about Pookie and them. You too, Guru. We need a whole, Pookie and them need to be wrapped into one. I can't stand that bench. But here's my gift. I would give Roger Craig a gold jacket into the Hall of Fame. That's what I would do. Merry Christmas, you guys, and Happy New Year, and take care of yourself and one another.
All righty. You do the same, Robin.
You surprised Roger not in?
When
you hear Roger Craig.
I'm not, but he was he was a huge deal. You could put him in.
But did the system make him? I love Roger Craig.
Possibly.
He used to come to the Union in Fremont. They had clubs back in the boy. He used to clean up.
Yeah, that's one that I think people would, Niner fans really hold to a high regard.
Yeah.
So
he was a bad dude.
That's a good one. Yeah. Well thought out. Randy in San Lorenzo next year. What's up, Randy?
Hey, thanks to two of you the both of you for taking my call. Let me get you and Goo's opinion about this. Do you feel that the Giants owner is one of these owners who isn't completely vested into the sport of baseball? And I mention that because if I'm not mistaken, the guy that owns the A's, he either owns a football or soccer team or is part owner of it, and he puts more in. He invests more into the soccer or football team. And then I called a while back, and I had mentioned how the Giants could have had Bryce Harper, but they didn't want to give him the years that he wanted. Now, was that due to something medical that they found on him, or what happened with that? Do you know? Thanks for taking my call.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Goo.
On the Correa.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah, something that we found out that was.
I wanted to answer. Yeah, they thought there was something with the ankle from 2014,
yeah, which is hogwash.
The part that I was going to answer was about the owner. I mean, every owner's invested in different.
Oh, but do you feel like this one's 100% Joe Lacob status? Hell no.
No, definitely not. But again, there's a group.
Okay, and maybe that's the problem.
You know, it's not one person at the front that can pound the table and say this is the deal.
Yeah.
888-957-9570. Pat in Foster City next. Hey, Pat. Hey, Pat, you there?
Hey. Big Pat.
Pat. Let's put Pat on hold. Pat, I think Pat
might get the little T.
Pat sounded like
last
he was,
little T of 2020.
Really?
Well, you'll be yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying you got to be ready.
You got to be ready. It sounded
and he was
like
talking to somebody
in the holiday season, in the spirit of the holidays. And the reason I said put him on hold, and I appreciate you guys doing that, Cam and Grandy. The only reason I said that was I got the impression in my mind that Pat was like you were earlier at the cash register, like about to make maybe a holiday purchase for a loved one.
Yeah.
And had to, it was go time, and so he wasn't ready. So I was giving him a holiday benefit of the doubt in my mind.
Speaking of register, can I just real quickly share a story with you?
Sure.
PSA to clerks. I was in Walmart yesterday, and I had to return something, so they were counting my money out. The line was around the corner. You take a look around. There's a lot going on in the Walmarts. Hey, can you count my money discreetly? Like, you know what I'm saying, Jay? To get out of there felt like Escape from New York. I'm looking right, left, alerts everywhere. Like, just, hey, I see you counting. You ain't got to count it out loud. And just shoot that to me on the under. But, dude, getting money in public nowadays, people watching.
Yeah.
I hate my mind goes here. I've been around. Hey, lady, just put it there. I got it. You got me. I can. Just shoot it to me.
One quick point of clarification on the Bauer thing. That was the other thing that I was looking at. Bauer's still under contract with the Dodgers.
What?
Yes. And so we've had a few people text that, and I said under on 30. He's not a free agent, and I my bad on that.
I assumed he was.
My bad on that, and I took the.
So you owe him some shit. They owe him some chicken.
They owe him one more year, which is obviously he had a 3-year, $102 million contract.
Wow, okay.
So just to clarify that, I thought he was a free agent. But no,
he ain't starting from scratch.
It stops the contract.
Okay, gotcha.
So the Dodgers are on the hook to make a decision. So he won't be a Giant. If he was a free agent, I would take the under on $30 million. Yeah. But no, he'll get that from somewhere, and I would imagine the Dodgers probably trade him.
Yep.
But we'll see. Was the team that would acquire him want to pay him $30 million, or the Dodgers are going to have to pay some of that to go away, or do they bring him back and just play out the year? So. Yeah, that's the clarification on that. Again,
so he's owed
bad
some
on
paper.
That.
Yeah, some
my bad
M's.
on that, because when I saw him, I thought, okay, well, I just figured he was a free agent. But, yeah, he still had time left in the deal.
He'll be pitching for somebody.
Yeah.
Here shortly.
He will be pitching for somebody. I mean, it's on the Dodgers.
What can you do for me?
Are the Dodgers going to keep him, or is they going to trade him somewhere?
The way I think they didn't have his back and kind of just
I would think it's probably not with the Dodgers.
I think he would be like, I'm out of y'all don't like me. Y'all don't love me.
Again, what if nobody wants to take the contract?
Well, there you go.
Unless the Dodgers are going to pay some of it down. The one thing you're not going to want to do for the Dodgers is pay for him to not be on your team.
And the Giants are balling on a budget.
Yeah, well, so that takes obviously the Giants out of that.
He'll get hurt
and
come back to us.
But he would be if he were a free agent, he would be the type of player that the Giants would be looking at as somebody they could get on a potential discount for a horrible reason, obviously. Roger is next here in San Francisco. What's going on, Roger?
Hey, how's it going? Love the show. Thanks for taking the call. I know everybody's commenting on baseball, but just wanted to comment on Wiseman. And I feel like as a Warriors fan, we're really missing an opportunity here because his offensive skill set, you can say what you will about his defense, but his offensive skill set, if it continues to develop like the way it's been developing, he's going to be a force. And so I don't know why he's not playing 30 minutes a night, especially while Steph's out, and why he's not the focal point of that second unit, because the minute he draws double teams, I think it's going to be kind of on. So it'd be really sad to see him leave before he had an opportunity, I think, to really show the impact that he could make.
Thanks for the call. I mean, it hasn't translated at any point with any of the main Warrior players out there, and that's been a problem.
Yep. That's your saying. How do you go from a chip, this is how you do it, to 30, 40 games in to where it's like code red right now?
Yeah.
And you're right. The one thing nobody can take from them is their home record, but now that's about to get tested to the utmost with this home stretch without the chef.
Right. And I mean, it's in many ways the last thing they have to hold on to is the fact that,
the O'Brien Trophy on line one.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with this year.
I know.
Or this year's team. So
I got you.
I mean, that they're holding on to, hey, home record. Nobody beats us at Chase. Well, that's with Steph Curry. So now you're going to play these games without. I mean, you don't beat anybody without Steph Curry for the most part. So. Damon Bruce.
We got to look at DB.
Stepping in here on a Friday.
Our last one before I'm out next week. I don't know if I think you told me. Yeah, our last show of 2022.
This is it.
This is it for Damon.
Michael Jackson.
This is it. I'm disappointed that Steiny's not here only because there's no one who hates me coming in here more than Steiny. So I always like to make him uncomfortable. But it's good to see you, JD. I wanted to come in and say Merry Christmas to you, and of course you.
We've been riding for a little while. I wasn't full time, but I didn't know you for a little minute now.
We have
going back to the old building.
You're getting old.
Yeah, well,
we're all getting old.
I'm to the point to now. I'm the police. You got young kids. My kids. I come in the room. They're like, "What's going on?" And it hurts. But I was telling him a little story. Evan always asks me every weekend, "Hey, Goo, what are you doing?" And he don't shame me. I don't say I'm going for a hike with the family. I'm about to remote in the games. I know it's sad, but I'm turning into Archie Bunker.
So when my friends and I were in college, so that was how George Jefferson actually happened. George Jefferson and the Jeffersons was an Archie Bunker spinoff. But
the neighbors.
My friends and I used to say in college, we can turn the word couch into a verb. What are you doing this weekend? We're couching.
And there it is.
We are couching. We're going to couch really hard. We're going to couch in front of all these sports. It's going to be phenomenal.
I love the game. That's all.
Yeah. Yes. I love it too.
I love ball.
I love it too, and it's great because I'm working. Gotta pay the off.
And that's my word.
Niners are on Saturday. Gotta watch them.
Now, next week, for example, when you're going to be off and I'm going to be sitting in for you, does that play next week? Like while you're off, does the whole I got to watch everything?
Oh, everything, absolutely, everything.
Does that still play? Hey, you want to watch something on Tuesday night, but you're not working Wednesday because you're on vacation.
Let me tell you,
does it still play?
If we wake up in an alternate universe tomorrow morning and I'm a plumber, I'm not missing any Warriors basketball. I'm not missing. Yeah. I'm not.
I said delivering packages. It's the same.
Whatever my job was, I'm watching that football game. I'm watching that basketball game. I'm watching Hoosiers taking on Kennesaw State at 4 o'clock. We ready for that big game?
D, let me ask you this. As excited as I am to watch this Brock Purdy, the movie, how worried are you about the Warriors, if at all?
I think they're I mean, here's the thing. They're sort of stuck between what they maybe want to do, what they should do. I was talking about this earlier.
You sound like Myers.
You know what they are? They are sitting at a blackjack table, and they've kind of got a lousy hand, and the dealer card isn't one of those automatic bust, or they don't know. They don't have enough information about themselves, the league right now. They don't know who's really going to be able to be bought if there is a trade. They don't know if getting out of the investment of the guys that they have investments in are the right move. I mean, they're in this weird gray area of, it's like I was just in Vegas the other week. I'm not afraid to ask that dealer. I am not afraid to ask that dealer, should I hit that? What's the book say to do? What's the book say to do on that? And usually when I ask that question, because I kind of know blackjack enough to not need them to answer that question, but usually when I ask that question, the dealer will tell me, it's up to you. It's kind of in the gray area. It's, if you want to hit that, you can. The book doesn't say to necessarily do it or don't do it. What's your gut tell you? I don't know if the Warriors know what their own gut's telling them right now.
And they need more time.
That's scary.
It's an important 8-game homestand.
That's the Bob Myers quote from this week when he was on with Whitey and Goo. It's they're going to use the next month to figure out which path to go down. And if you're 20-30, I'll give you the hypothetical I gave Goo. If this team's 20-30, is it worth chasing a play-in tournament spot by trying to make a move and giving up one of the young players? I don't think the Warriors would do that if they were 20-30. You might say, well, JD, 20-30. Well, 20-30.
No, 20-30 sounds like stick and stay. You stay on that. You don't make there's no reason to be aggressive at 20-30, right?
And for people that think that's impossible, that would be 5-12. Let's say if you had to play another 17 without Steph.
Yeah.
We're obviously hoping that's not the case, but 5-12 without Steph is not crazy.
No, the snowball can start rolling downhill on the Warriors quickly here. There is no doubt. But they can also, here's the thing. It's, I heard you talking about what would you get for a present for your some defense.
That didn't come up today.
This team scores still.
119 they're giving up a game.
With the best of them.
Okay.
They score with the best of them, but they just can't stop anybody. If they could start playing some decent defense, who the hell knows where they could actually go as constructed? Do they look like they're about to flirt with the championship? The answer is a definitive no right now.
What do you see real quick here when you watch Clay and you watch him get like Steiny's out? He ain't the only one. A lot of people, something's going on, D. There's two scoreboards. Like, is he looking at what he was? Something's off in regard to the body language and the looks.
So one of the reasons why I definitely wanted to come in to both wish you the very merriest of Christmases was because JD on the way in, I think you nailed the Klay Thompson evaluation, maybe more than anyone else who's been talking about him. He can reach heights that are still spectacular, but he cannot summon it. Yeah. He cannot just call out the echoes and the ghosts and you need Game 6, Klay? Well, okay, let me go ahead and get myself in that mindset. I'm going to listen to the 4 songs that bring out Game 6 Klay, and here comes Game 6 Klay. Game 6 Klay can happen, but he doesn't know when it's going to happen.
Correct. And that's got to be rough.
He can't summon it.
Be rough.
And that's a tough place
no doubt.
In an athlete's career. It really is. Yeah. They're in a little bit of trouble. They're in a little bit of trouble, and if Steve Kerr is going to hold on to his concept of these are my guys and I ride and die with these guys, he could die with these guys.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
And I saw a little stat. It was 20-54, Kerr's record, #random, without Curry. Like, okay, that meant, but it was like, wow, 30 under. But I get it. Steph's a bad boy. But yeah, the 2020 season, he broke his hand.
Yeah, a lot of that was the 15 and 50.
Yeah, but when you think about it, it's like, man, this could get the snowball. Yeah.
Yeah. No, This is as important an 8-game stretch as they've looked at in about 2-3 years.
Yeah, no doubt. Damon, great
Happy
stuff.
holidays,
Good
man.
to see you guys.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Merry Christmas to you guys, your families, everyone.
Absolutely. Happy holidays to everybody out there as well. Goo, enjoy the time off. And what's coming up next is brought to you by Fremont Bank, full-service banking, no compromises. It's Damon Bruce. It's Alan Stiles in for Ray Ratto, and that's straight ahead here on 95.7 The Game.